Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What's the deal, Pickles? Is everything kosher out there in TV land, in YouTube land? Welcome aboard, me mateys, here aboard the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. Welcome aboard my pirate ship. Please, please walk on up. Walk on up. Alrighty. We're about to let up them steps. So, all aboard, all aboard. We appreciate y'all. Go ahead. Pour up your drinks if you have not already. You should have, by now, you should be accustomed to this show being on. You should know, hey, yo, Rumboyz is live. Got my drink poured. The kids is put down, and we ready to talk some football. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you already know what's good. We have NFL championship weekend going down. This weekend determines who is going to get in the Super Bowl. So make sure that you guys share this here content if you have not already. Make sure that you guys spike the like button if you have not already as well, and subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, y'all already know what to do. Let's get into the cast and crew. Well, first, this show is brought to you by monkeyknifefight.com. If you're into daily fantasy props, you need to make some money this weekend, then I suggest you do so with some legal daily fantasy. That's right, legal daily fantasy player props. Wow. Legal daily fantasy player props over on monkeyknifefight.com. Use our MKF promo code Rumboyz in all caps, like you see right there. We will go ahead and match you on your very first deposit all the way up to $100. Okay, that's right. You want to play with 20? Cool. Me and the crew will match you on 20. You want to play with the full hundo though? We're gonna match you on hundo. That means you throw down a hundo. I'm gonna give you an extra hundo to play with. You're gonna have $200 right there in your account to go fuck around and play some daily fantasy with. And then also Monkey Knife Fight is going to give you a free $5 voucher on top of that as well. So, whole lot of house money that you get to play with. Also, this show is brought to you by the SportsMe app. SportsMe is sports you. Some big things coming up in the SportsMe feature. Make sure that you guys download the app if you have not already. Seamlessly create content with some of your favorite sports personalities, like many of us are here on the show, and some of your favorite athletes, and much, much, much more. Without further ado, let's get into the cast and crew. First up, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Here he is, part of the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. Drop the mic,
What's up, Robbie? Since you are bundled up, since you're in Colorado, I had to act like it's cold in California, even though it's not. So I had to wear my Chiefs scarf.
Dog, you wearing a scarf. Yo, that is the most California shit, actually. A motherfucker wearing a scarf with short sleeves simultaneously. I don't think that's a wise fashion decision on your part. I think let Antonio Brown would have something to say about your choices, Fashion Nova.
But I'm not leaving the house, so I'm okay.
If you've watched the most recent Antonio Brown interviews, he did one with Impulsive, then he did one with I Am Athlete. Fashion Nova. Smiles.
Yep.
Kumbaya. I'm gonna just have a bunch of Antonio Brown isms that I'm gonna be dropping. Ladies and gentlemen, next up, give it up for Pangs Pig.
What up, y'all? Sorry, a little late, but I'm here. I'm ready to go. Let's fuck shit up.
What's up, Dylan? Let's go, Pangs.
No one would have ever fucking knew that you were late, though.
No one knew.
Yeah, it's fine. I call it like it is. I'll fucking admit to my shortcomings.
Penalty shot. Penalty shot. What are you sipping on?
Dick? I mean, beer? I don't know. I love
soju. Kinky.
Probably soju. I think that's the only thing I have left is soju. So
you have soju?
Always have soju. It's Cali. That's all we have is Asian shit.
Dog, I haven't had soju in so long. Sorry, you saying those words just brought back so many flashbacks. Shout out to anyone that's prior military. If you ever been TDY in Korea or you ever been stationed in Korea, some stories about soju, boy. Ladies and gentlemen, next up, I'm gonna try my best to make sure that I say this right. No guarantees. Ladies and gentlemen, he is representing the overtime heroics crew. He's put in overtime. David Gillespie.
There we go. You fucking nailed it, man. And I just want to say, there's the dude who does the SNL introductions, and then there's Robbie, okay, with his introductions. I live for the introductions alone. They're like spectacular. So you nailed it once again, and you also nailed my name this time. So that's an even bigger plus. You know?
I appreciate it. I appreciate that. I don't even know that dude's name, and I probably should, but like that's territory. I was trying to go for like a Bruce Buffer type of feel, but like SNL, that's still iconic as fuck, boy.
Oh yeah, no, I should have thought of Bruce Buffer. You're more of the Bruce Buffer style. That's the boxing guy, right?
Yep. Yeah, boxing, UFC. Yeah.
So
ladies
I totally
and
see that. Now you say that.
We have one final guest for you, the youngest member of the Rumboyz crew, hailing all the way from the 66666 Canada. Canada, give it up. It's your boy, Raji Harris. Well, Rumboyz Raj now the season's over.
There you go. What's good, y'all? And I am wearing a sweater because I'm in Canada and we don't get cold. There you go.
Wait, you don't.
This is our winter gear.
Yo, as north as you are, man, and shit, that's like your fucking full year round thing. Yo, shout out to everybody here on the show. I appreciate you guys for allowing me to just comedically bring everyone in and stall with a little bit of raw material there, while I continue packing the rest of this joint. Because the reason why I'm doing this is because we're gonna have a fire show, ladies and gentlemen, just as fire as what I am gonna be blazing on tonight. A lot of movement has happened around League of Leagues, the NFL, the National Football League, and we are here to break it all down for you. But first, ladies and gentlemen at home, raise your glasses. Raise your glasses, and if you're feeling a little frisky, feel free to shake your asses as well. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Rumboyz and girls. What it do? Dilly dilly.
Is that popcorn? It's popcorn. That's that, guys.
Bro, he just shares us with fucking popcorn.
Yeah, I did.
Changing it up a bit. I see.
God,
no, it's because what Robbie said earlier.
It's because he's freaking DJs from up north. Okay, gosh. Let's go ahead. Let's get into the first topic. I need everyone that is into all of the betting and fantasy stuff. I need you guys to hang on throughout the show. We're gonna first get into some news. Matt, what's good? Dilly. Sean, I see you. Slap, yes. Pang did say he said did. Mafia,
we're gonna get somebody else.
What up, Bills Mafia? Yo, Brad up in the fucking
Brad. Shout out Brad.
Land down under.
Shout out Migos Division, baby.
Go eat some land down under. He's eating Vegemite while watching.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say.
Well, that's why I'm the comedian here. I'm kidding. No, everyone here has great jokes. Well, let's get into the first topic though of the night, as we always do here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. A few weeks back, we actually talked about this. So if you guys have been following the show for a long time here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network, if you've been following routinely, you probably know about we were talking about. We broke down life after Drew Brees, and now we're going to pretty much just begin writing a book about New Orleans, all right? Life after Drew Brees was chapter 1. We are now turning the page, and we are entering chapter 2, life after Sean Payton. As the head coach has stated this week that at least for 2022, he will not be coaching. This comes simultaneously as New Orleans is also $71 million over the cap. Is this a smart move by Payton, and where will he coach next?
Yes, it is absolutely a smart move. $71 million over the cap. You've already got a ring. Get out while you can. I believe Mike Thomas is going to be gone. I believe that there is a chance for them to fast forward this rebuild to get rid of Alvin Kamara now while his value is high. If that happens, they only got Taysom Hill on the roster. They don't have a quarterback. I mean, I even saw a rumor that they could trade Taysom Hill to the Steelers. Sorry, Raj.
Ew, what the fuck?
I did see that on Twitter. But
he's going to be better than Mason Rudolph, so that's true.
This is absolutely the move to make. If I were Sean Payton, I would get out while I can and where he's going to coach next, I still believe it's going to be Dallas. I think they're saying. I think this whole McCarthy thing is 1 year away. If something doesn't happen next year, I still think that he is going to go. He'll be in Dallas. Jerry Jones loves him, and he's got history in Dallas. He is the type of guy that could probably bring the best out of Dak in that offense. He did it with New Orleans. It's not like Drew Brees was a Hall of Famer when he got to New Orleans. He made him that. He helped get him there.
Whoa. The only thing that he did for Drew Brees when Drew Brees got to New Orleans, okay, Drew Brees was already a good quarterback.
Yeah, no, he was good.
Which is why they were able to trade for him, okay? The only thing that he did for Brees was, get him a ring. Because let's face it, anyone that's quarterbacking for the Chargers, as long as that team is cursed and the Spanos fucking family owns it, ain't a damn thing happening in powder blue and bolts.
Mm-hmm. And we can't forget that Brees almost was a Dolphin.
He was. It was that shoulder injury, right?
It was a shoulder injury.
I still think about that.
Yeah. What if? Honestly, Saban wanted him too. You know,
there's a lot of what ifs with that, especially with that draft. Now we're talking about it. Just real quick, like, you know, if Eli would have been a Charger, if the Giants got Big Ben like they requested, and then the fucking Steelers end up with Phillip Rivers, I wonder if any of those three gets rings.
I think Phillip would have gotten a ring with
I think the Steelers.
With the Steelers?
I think that's kind of the best bet.
Do you think Big Ben gets one with the Giants?
There's a chance. Because I say Ben is the reason why I give an edge to Ben over Phillip overall career-wise is because of what he accomplished in the postseason. Because actually, Phillip is the better.
You could argue that Big Ben's a better QB than him. That's fine.
I think here's what I'll say. Any team that does not have a ring still till this day would have still not have won shit if any of them players would have still fucking went to their original places.
If Eli went to the Chargers, you don't think he gets a ring?
No.
Okay.
Because he has to go through his brother. He has to go through his brother. Now, the narrative in the AFC would have been really dope, having Eli and Peyton duel it out, but it was the smartest thing for Eli to not be in the same conference as his brother and constantly deal with that year-round comparison.
Now, I think Phillip is a future Hall of Famer, but he could have been a little more clutch in the postseason. He was a little underwhelming, suffice to say, in the postseason. I think he could have stepped up.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
But I think he could have. Like, I mean, the Chargers. You do bring up a great point about the Spanos family just plaguing that fucking franchise. I mean, they've been a joke because of that. Honestly, like, let's just be real. You know,
fuck the Spanos family.
Yeah.
I guess to get back.
Yeah.
Let's get to the question at hand. I mean, I laughed at slap yourself's fucking question. Like this, that fucking remark. That motherfucker ran up the tab. Like that guy, he came in there and basically said, "Hey man, you guys know me. You know I'm good for it. You know I'm good for it," and just decided just do so. He just fucking bolted. I mean, welcome Saints to the fucking life of every other franchise. Like, welcome to random fucking head coaches. Welcome to you don't know who your next quarterback's going to be. Fuck, you know, now you're on the even playing ground with the other 7 teams of the league. So just deal with it. That's all I gotta say. And whether Sean Payton ends up anywhere, which I actually think he should have just stuck with New Orleans or just retired in New Orleans, because at least would have given a better legacy. Now, if he goes anywhere else and fucks up, which is very possible at this point, it will hurt his legacy quite a bit. Because it's going to be the narrative, it was Drew Brees that made you. People are going to push that so fucking hard. When he could just straight up leave and be done with it. He's fucking rich. What the fuck's the point he's playing for? Like, he's really just hurting his legacy now.
In honor of Toby.
Just what I need to see, Mike. Oh my fucking god.
Also, shout out to the Chargers for always having franchise quarterbacks. Fuck you guys. I'm fucking envious of shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing they do get right. You know? That's one thing they do
every fucking time. They always get
every time they hit. They always hit.
Back to back franchise QBs.
Yep. They may not get the rings. Mm-hmm. They may not get the rings, but they always get the guy. They always get they always get the girl. Mm-hmm. They always get the girl.
Y'all saying Brees, Rivers, Herbert? Those are the three.
Fouts too.
Fouts. Yeah.
John Hadle, even before him, was a damn good quarterback. They've really going back.
They've literally just. They have never had
They never had a bust.
fucking quarterback besides Tyrod Taylor for like 2 games. That's it. That was their only interim fucking quarterback. It was the one fucking Tyrod Taylor for 2 fucking games.
Yeah, that's one thing that the Chargers don't do is they do not bust at QB. They do not
The
bust
Browns
at
have
QB.
gone through what, like 37 quarterbacks in the last like 6 years. Like,
I'm honestly, I'm trying to even think: is there a team out there that like supersedes them in terms of landing the jackpot for quarterbacks? Because when you think about, you talk about the Packers, the Steelers, they've only had Packers have had 3, Steelers have had 2. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chargers have had like 4, 4 or 5.
In a row. It's fucking.
Yeah.
It's
That's the thing. It's the
outrageous.
longevity.
Yep.
I mean, the Steelers had like a 35-year gap between franchise QBs.
I mean, the only other one, if you wanted to get kind of ghetto with it, is like the
They charge up the
Bengals
QBs
went
and
from
send them all.
Dalton, that went from Palmer to Dalton to Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
they've been
I mean,
sneaky good
Palmer and
too.
Dalton aren't Hall of Famers either, though.
No, but they're franchise
They're
quarterback.
franchise. They were
Yeah.
their franchise QBs. They're franchise
Yeah,
QBs.
I guess.
David,
That's all I could think of.
how do you feel about the topic at hand? Peyton, does he land somewhere else? What's next for Peyton? What's next for New Orleans? Are they back to being the Aints?
Yeah, honestly,
Dolphins get 'em and shit.
well, here's the thing. From my understanding, he announced retirement, right? He didn't announce he was stepping down. Is that correct?
So the way that it was worded when I initially got the report was that, or the way that he worded his statement was that for 2022, he is not coaching, and that basically he stepped down from the Saints.
Yeah.
Like he basically walked away and is taking a year off.
Yeah, he's like, go on your fucking own, okay? Good luck with that shit.
Yeah, he's about to be in Turks and Caicos like for the next year, like just chilling offshore gambling, like Well, he's in Louisiana. He doesn't have to fucking go offshore. Like it's legal there.
Truer words have never been spoken. No, he absolutely. Yeah, I don't. Even if he said because that's what my understanding was. Like he was It was basically he was alluding to stepping down from the Saints head coaching job.
Yeah.
And that he would probably ponder about other jobs. Even if he used the word retirement, I really wouldn't believe it. And I don't mean to stereotype NFL and college football head coaches out there, but when they say they retire and there's this other job that's very, alluring and very enticing to want to take on, they all of a sudden are like, I can step back into this, no problem. And I think that's going to be the same shit with Peyton, honestly.
Yeah.
I would love to see. I mean, I would hate to see him in Minnesota as a Bears fan, but I would love to see him in Minnesota from a strategic standpoint. I think it would really bode well and he'd thrive in that system, working with Kirk Cousins, Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook.
Damn, that'd be sick. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I know,
right?
I think I just jizzed.
It's dude, honestly, like there's a ton of fun pieces to work with right there, and that's obviously still one of the head coaching vacancies right now where they haven't exactly come to an agreement with someone.
So maybe they do like a Texans thing, like bring in just like a guy for like the fuck of it for like a year, and then it's like, all right, like we all knew that. Like for example, we all knew that David Culley was not going to be the long-term solution. Like we all knew that.
Yeah.
Like so maybe if I'm Minnesota, I do the same thing, knowing that Sean's going to take a year off. Like like if I'm Sean, after as long as I done coach in hot ass New Orleans, like it's hot in the South, okay, and it's muggy and it's humid and it's nasty and the flies are this fucking big, okay. That aside, if I'm Sean Payton, all the stress that comes with coaching a head an organization like the Saints and to take them from being the Aints to people regarding them as the Saints really is something for us to ponder with. If I'm Payton, yeah, give me a year off for gambling and rubbing tugs.
Hey, that's a really good point, honestly. Like I think they'll probably have a bridge coach within the Vikings organization. Even though the Vikings still they have such a great roster. Like they were a mess this year, but they totally could have been a playoff team with their roster makeup. Like on paper, they're a very attractive team. But there's just a lot of things coming down the stretch, especially defensively, that really caved in on them and really just dwindled their chances to vie for a Super Bowl this year. But I think it'd be great for that. As for the Saints, it's a rough business right now. And Michael Thomas, with the diva that he kind of is right now, and him wanting to maybe leave New Orleans, it really puts him in a difficult
Just
situation.
start selling cars with his brother.
Is this a way? Sean Payton's brother sells cars. Is he like a
I did
famous
not
car
know
seller?
that. I did not know that. Like,
Didn't know
like
that.
are these like luxury cars or like used cars? Like, is he selling
I don't see this
Lambos
shit.
or like is
I
he
saw-
selling like? Mike's about to Google it. Mike is Googling it. Mike is
Yes, I am.
Googling it.
Yes, I am.
Like if he's like just has like a used car lot on some swamp in fucking Shreveport, I don't want it.
I don't see. He says it shows that he's a sales manager. I don't know what for though.
Oh, okay. I saw this hilarious tweet that someone said, well, if someone wanted to, get Sean Payton to be betrayed by Kevin James, then I'd probably want to retire too. When he was like that movie, that they're coming out with Kevin James, and I was just like, that's honestly that's an interesting point. But no, it's with the Saints, so they could be honestly really in a rough one for the next few years. Like really going back to, like you said, the Aints days, the pre-Dome Patrol days, where they were a joke of a franchise when they had Archie Manning as their quarterback. So like it's really just rough right now for the Saints, and they could be in for some rough years. It's a shame though, because like the Saints, honestly, I think they could bounce back within a couple years if Sean Payton were to stay. But it's just not an enticing situation for him to want to, and obviously, as a result, that's probably why he wants to leave.
Is that a puppy?
No, it's my brother's dog. I'm dog watching him. That's what you guys are hearing, the scratching in my background, probably.
No, first off, we weren't hearing anything, and I'm not gonna front. Like, bro, you look a lot different with the dog. Like, you look like you look like a fantasy analyst.
Oh yeah, like a dog with a dog.
Dude, every fantasy analyst always
This
puts
is-
a dog in their lap. Like,
This is an old guy actually. He's 13.
I'd get one, but I have to run Rumboyz. David brought up a valid point. 71 million over the cap, box office tickets.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna take some time off from coaching in the NFL.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see what these reviews are like about this movie about my life, and I'm gonna sit on, my little cut.
I mean, Kevin James is playing, for fuck's sake. He looks nothing like him. He's like 100 pounds heavier than he needs to be. And
it's gonna be all.
So it's gonna be a lot of CGI slimming down his body and shit.
Exactly.
Exactly.
He gets
I
ripped
don't
just
want
for that
Paul
role.
Cup portraying me. Maybe my brother, but not me.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
You look like a Starbucks worker. You said, "Yo, he sells cars." It was on NFL mic'd up. Damn, I did not know that. Raj, your take on the
Sean Payton situation.
Payton, life after Payton.
I honestly think he made the right move because Chiefs fans are not. Chiefs fans aren't used to having or being in a rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
Same shit with Steelers.
I mean,
you said
today's age they are not. Previously, they would be though.
I know.
It was not a great franchise.
No,
I mean, in the Sean Payton era, we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
They aren't used to being a team in a
No,
rebuild.
there was never a rebuild. Yeah,
Exactly. And at this point, I don't think he wants to face that, face the brunt of the backlash when it comes to Saints fans. Because Saints fans are fucking loud, dude. And if they enter a soft rebuild, which they haven't in 15 years, they're gonna. I'm behind the idea of them getting rid of Kamara, getting rid of Thomas, all these guys that are taking up a lot of money. And their value's only gonna go down from here. Why not get rid of them? Enter a rebuild. It's not like you're going anywhere, anyways, right?
Would you get rid of Cam Jordan?
I mean, he's a locker room guy, so I think I wouldn't.
Yeah.
He's a vet. I don't think I'd get rid of someone like Cam Jordan.
Yeah, make
right?
him.
I would find a way to try to make him a Ring of Honor guy at this point.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably expensive. I haven't looked at his contract, but I don't think he's cheap. I mean, that dude's been to every Pro Bowl in the last fucking how many years?
Yeah.
Even has his own white counterpart in Jordan Cameron.
Yeah.
So, dude's a beast.
But yeah, no. I think he made the right decision when it comes to his career, not to face the hate from Saints fans for entering a rebuild, because it's the obvious path they're gonna take. Whoever the Saints GM is, whoever their next coach is gonna be, they're gonna have to. Face
It's
that.
about to get bad for.
It's gonna get bad for Saints fans.
Yeah,
and they're not ready for it.
Who was it? When I can't remember what guest we had on that episode. When I had said that, they're like, "No, it's not that bad." I was like, "It's about to get bad for New Orleans."
Mm-hmm.
What have I told you out there in fantasy land? We have said the same thing since 2018, since we have been on fucking air, okay? You go back to our very first recording back in September of 2018, okay? Ever here on the Rumboyz Fans Network, Robbie has a crystal ball built inside of his fucking body, okay? I am Doctor Strange. I see multiple universes and scenarios, okay? And I saw this coming for you, New Orleans. This is your fault, New Orleans. This is your fault. I told you to plan. I told you years ago to plan for post Breeze, and this is now what you got to deal with. This is
I mean,
your
you can
fault.
say that about a lot of these fucking teams, right? Big Ben that came back off of retirement 3 fucking times didn't help.
Well, he never did retire. He just kind of
Yeah, no, he flirted with it quite a bit. He would always
he
leave
did.
like these like stupid like passive aggressives, like I'm gonna be out here, like, oh man, I don't know if I'll come back, and like, oh god, the grass is like so nice here, but it might be greener out there on the other side. Like every fucking year, it was. He literally made the Steelers worse. He made the Steelers worse the last 3 years.
Oh yeah, he did.
By doing that.
Yeah.
I don't, 3 years. I can.
He was always.
Can NFL teams fire bankruptcy?
The last 3 years, he's been 3 to 4 years. He's been flirting with fucking.
Okay, well, I wouldn't say 4 years because 2018 he led the league in passing.
He
3 years because that's when he got injured. So
This was
He
definitely
didn't-
marketing for Home Team Peyton's show.
Go ahead, David. What you said?
Oh, I was just gonna say he didn't quite farve it, but he damn near farved it. You know,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
It was really
It
close
set
there.
them up for a weird predicament. Like he should have. He could have just easily been like, all right, guys, I'm gonna kick it for 2 years.
Slap,
If I
that
start
is
sucking,
a
then I'm
very good question. Who the hell is going to take that job? Listen, there will be someone that
Well,
will
yeah, they're
take that
gonna-
job,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
they are not landing a premier head
No.
coach by
They're gonna
any
get
means.
a bargain bin shit like Vance Joseph right now, or Vince Joseph. They're gonna get his ass or some shit.
One name
Marvin
that I heard.
Lewis.
One name that I heard was Aaron
Adam
Glenn.
Gase.
Aaron Glenn.
Aaron
Yeah.
Glenn.
Like this dude's basically gonna be Tom Sula. Like he's just gonna come in and get fucked, and then like get kicked out a year later. And I understood this shit. They had fucking Tom Sula, and they had what the fucking dude from the Eagles. Forgot his name for a second.
Shit.
Oh, fuck.
No,
You know what I'm talking
fuck
about? The
it.
fucking college coach that went to the Eagles. Oh
Chip
fuck.
Kelly.
Oh, Chip Kelly.
Chip
Chip
Kelly.
Kelly.
That's
Where they
your
did
buddy.
these 2 one-offs, like these really random years. Like that's what the Saints are gonna end up doing.
Yep.
They're just gonna feed these guys to a shit show, and then
The Saints are going to take a break as well. They're going to be like, you know what? Just put someone in the driver's seat for a little while. Fuck it. Let
I
it
mean,
crash.
71 over the cap isn't that bad. You can redeem that in a year or two. It's really not that hard.
The reason I
These
think
teams
they're
do-
going
do
after
it
Aaron
more.
Glenn is because don't forget, before Aaron Glenn was the defensive coordinator in Detroit, he was in New Orleans with Dan Campbell.
Mhm.
So he's already got.
You were about to be an asshole and say that he was in Washington. I was about to correct this shit out of you. I was about to correct
No.
the dog shit out of you, bro.
No.
I was about to be like, don't you do that. Yes, we get it. We make great coaches for other people's teams.
No. Okay. Last week, that's not what I was doing. This time.
You almost did.
But just remember the one thing that I think Adam Schefter always preaches when it comes to the salary cap. You can do basically anything can happen with the salary cap. When you think you're in a shit show, you can get out of it some way, shape,
But
or
you're
form.
71 mil over,
But,
in
yeah,
the year,
at the
in
same
the
time.
in the league's
You're
biggest
71
salary
over
cap
with no
year.
quarterback.
Like
So
you're
there's nothing to do besides suck it up.
Exactly.
Suck it up, offload the cap, get rid of Alvin Kamara, dump Michael Thomas if you can. Michael Thomas doesn't want to be there anyways, which is like fine. They still have a young defense for the most part. I mean, Cameron Jordan's Cameron Jordan's basically done.
They got a great old line too.
Yes, that was hot. That was hot.
Mhm.
But yeah, dude, that team is done. Like they just need to accept it. Saints fans need to brace themselves and know that, hey, you know what? We had a good decade. That's better
Hey,
football
I'll
than
be
my
the-
team has played. So
I'll go and be the Saints coach for beignets, jambalaya, and a little bit of I don't know, Sazerac.
Bro, I would
I think it was
Crawfish.
for themselves too.
I would do some naughty things to take the Saints job and go ahead and just eat seafood I would eat seafood broils all day.
All
Wait,
day,
what'd you blow?
every
What'd you
day.
blow your NFL salary on? Do you see this boiler over here?
Yeah. That gumbo, man, it hits home. You know.
You see these po' boys.
Pan roast and fucking gumbo will fucking ruin your life because nothing
yeah.
tastes as good as those two things.
Mike, ladies and gentlemen, Avenge Nerd is here.
What's up, fellas? What's up?
Hi, Mike. Hi,
How you
nerd.
doing?
What's
Nice to
good?
meet you.
What's good? Yo,
What did
all
I
right.
miss?
We were just
Wieners.
roasting New Orleans for not being great financial managers with their money and being $71 million over the cap, losing Sean Payton. And yeah.
I bet you though, if Jameis Winston would have panned out, they would have found a way to save that cap.
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't realize they were 71 million over the cap until you sent me that message, Robbie.
I think they would have figured it out if they would have gotten that. If they would have got to that point, they would have figured it out.
I do the good research. That's what I do.
Even the Winston experiment
Fuck
didn't seem like it
Raj.
was panning out at the end.
I
You know,
know.
like in his
I
last
mean,
few games. You know.
It's fine though. Like, what else do you think you're gonna do, right? Like, it's really not the worst bet to make is to try a guy that had some success. We've seen stupider things in the past.
Well, plus
Yeah.
too, he
Yeah.
had
I
that.
mean, look, some
laser
teams are still
eye
running
surgery,
Mason
right?
Rudolph again.
Matt, what bet did you what bet did you play? What bet played? All right, I need to know. Yeah, what the fuck did you do? You want to say a coach going to be an ex Walmart employee door greeter? Oh my gosh.
Shame in that.
Dude, that's my dream fucking job, bro. If I could be a Walmart fucking door greeter, I would do it. Because at that point, that just means I'm working for fun and I'm probably loaded in my lifetime.
I want to know what Matt's bet is so I can fucking place the same bet. Big news came out today.
I hate this one.
Very, very, very big news. And Mike, we actually are gonna start with you here. Brian Dable.
You have to call him nerd.
Whatever. Mike is nice, but whatever. Nerd.
Yes.
Because you literally have
You
Mike
call him-
on both sides of the start.
You could just say Mike A.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah, you're right.
Mike A.
We've dealt with this before. We have dealt with this before with you two on stream.
Yes.
Brian Dable is now the new head coach of the New York Giants. Will this be enough to turn around this team and organization, or do they fall flat? Avenge Nerd. Nerd Avenge. You flipped it. All right. Fuck.
Let's see. Well, Twitter made me do that. That's not me.
Oh.
Well, okay. So here's my thoughts on it. From what I've seen and what I've heard, what they're saying is they're owning up and they're taking a lot of responsibility for Danny Dimes not being taken care of properly as a quarterback and not being groomed properly as a quarterback in the NFL at this point in his career. And I don't know if it was true or not, but I saw a quote saying that the new head coach was saying, we've done everything to screw this kid up possible.
Yeah.
So, which is taking ownership. And then they were talking about the offensive line just today, saying you want to see what Saquon Barkley can do. Well, let's go out and get some offensive linemen then. So I think that's going to be a pretty offensive line draft heavy team in the draft this year. To be honest, early rounds, late rounds, maybe a little bit in the middle. I could see him at least getting 3 of them throughout the entire draft, and then trying to get some of those guys back up to snuff. But I don't know if it's enough to turn the Giants around entirely because they got a lot to work on. That
Brian Dable is Canadian born, by the way.
the offense.
Yeah. No, shut up.
The offense just seemed non-existent at times, even with playmakers that were on that team. So there's a lot that needs to be done, but we'll see. It seems like they're taking the right steps and taking ownership of their mistakes and their faults, though. So I'll say that much.
Okay. Raj.
Yeah, first and foremost, shout out Canada, shout out Welland, Ontario. That's my boy. Second Canadian-born NFL head coach in history. So good shit, my boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope he can turn it around. I hope, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Gettleman's gone, so that's obviously a push in the right direction. But I think at this point, it's gonna be a while until he can really flip the whole team culture and mentality.
The fuck are you doing, Robbie?
I'm not doing anything. First
Just
off,
Also, yeah, I just read that bet.
yo,
That's gonna be That's gonna be a bit tough, but
Each
I'm
four
here for it.
teams in all 4 quarters in the championship. Each team to score points in all
every
4
quarter.
quarters. God,
Oh wow,
That's-
that's a pretty good bet. I
I
like
kind of
that.
like it. I kind of like it. They're all high scoring teams, so I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
like
the
that,
Niners,
'cause
I
I
guess.
points-
like it for
points.
the odds.
Yeah, for sure.
Plus 7,000, dude. I'll
That's
take that
huge.
fucking bet all day. Kind of wish I
Okay.
had the ability to make that bet.
California.
yeah, well, California.
Yeah, no. So I think it's gonna be a while till we really see that mentality just kind of flip, like we're hoping it does. Because that team is just fucking cursed. It's just so cancerous. What Gettleman and fucking that whole front office did to that team. So once he's here for I said that like he's in my house. Fucking once he's in New York for a day, holy fuck, a year or two, then I think we'll finally start to see that turn, and they'll be headed in the right direction. So,
Okay. Dave.
I just can't talk.
Yeah, I think this is going to be at the very least effective enough to make the NFC East very, very competitive with the Giants. I mean, I think they're very much going to be a contender. Now, are they going to dominate the NFC East? That's a big question mark because you got the Cowboys and their high flying offense. It's just, I mean, once they just find a way to just be consistent, because the talent's there. There's no doubt about it. Every which way, every position group they have, the talent is there, but the consistency is the biggest issue within that team. I don't know if they'll be able to supersede them as far as like taking divisional crowns regularly from them in the NFC East, but I think this they'll at least be very competitive. I have a lot of faith in this, and I think it very much could be like the Giants very much could be back with this hire. They very much could be. It's a little bit of a question mark because ever since they last won the Super Bowl, in 2011,
Back
their
is a
offensive
strong word.
line. What's that?
Back is a strong word.
Yeah, I'm serious. Like they very much like I love this hire. I really think they hit it right out of the park with this one. The biggest thing is like we talk about franchises that have been plagued and cursed. Like the Chargers, the Giants have kind of been like that lately, especially when it comes to health and within their offensive line. So can he rectify those issues? Or rectify at least the offensive line? The health may not be in his control. But the offensive line issues, ever since they last won the Super Bowl, it's just gone downhill. They've been a joke of a franchise in terms of protecting for the quarterback. So that's going to be the biggest concern moving forward within this team. But how creative Brian Daboll was within that Bills offense, getting everyone going, morphing Josh Allen into the franchise QB he's become. I mean, that guy has figured out the NFL. Absolutely. It's not a stretch of lucky play. He's not like having some outlier years that we're just bound to see him just go downhill and he's going to become a joke, similar to other quarterbacks in years past. He's figured it out. And I think a lot of it has been because of Brian Daboll and how he's morphed his skill set into becoming that franchise caliber quarterback. Because when he was coming out of Wyoming, there was so many accuracy concerns. There was so many. There was the concern that he was playing against inferior competition at Wyoming. But now he's the real deal, and a lot of that is a testament to what Daboll has done. So I can't wait to see what his creative play calling will be with. Was that
Josh Allen is significantly different than Daniel Jones.
No, absolutely.
Daniel Jones has been ass since he's came into the league.
Well, I liked him his rookie year. For rookie year, he threw for 24 touchdown passes, about 3,500 yards, completed about 60% of his passes. He wasn't too shabby, but he went downhill after that really bad. And in part, that was also because of the offensive line, because of his health, because of the lack of lack of talent. I mean, Saquon also being out and the lack of receiving talent up until recently when they tried to, experiment with Kenny Galladay. It'll be really interesting. This is gonna be a big experiment, but if anyone can take on this experiment,
if you watch him his rookie year, every play was made under duress.
Yeah,
that stat line because everything was done under duress. He cannot do that for long term. He is not a long term solution. New York needs to give this kid one last year, one last shot. They shouldn't even give him this shot. He should have been out the door along with everyone else.
I wouldn't blame them, but I'd be willing to give him one more chance to see what he can do under a competent coach because Joe Judge wasn't a fucking competent coach. I mean, he was the receiving coach for the Patriots when they were struggling to get the ball to anyone outside of Julian Edelman, because while Gronk was out being injured. So like I just think this is going to be a big test for Daniel Jones. I'm just curious to see what he can do creatively with the Daniel Jones, who he's got some arm talent, and he's obviously a very mobile quarterback. And those things can really bode well for what Dable can work with based on what he did with Josh Allen previously.
I think it's really cool that you even like said the same thing I was thinking, like without me even saying it, where, you know, I thought probably, I didn't mean to interrupt anybody, by the way.
No worries.
I thought it was generous at first to keep Daniel Jones around. I was like, what are we doing? Like, aren't we done with this experiment? And then like you were like, I think it's, and then you were like, hey, I like what Robbie said about that too, where he was like, yeah, he should be done. But from coming from the opposite side of it, it's like, well, let's see what this guy can do with a competent coaching staff just one more time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I think that's a fair thing to do. And then if he blows it this year, then it's time to move on, you know?
Definitely.
Sorry, can you pull up Leafs comment real quick?
Which one? This one?
Bro, I really fucking hope they do that shit. That's fucking nut. Those two motherfuckers are sexy prospects.
That'd be sick.
Oh,
He's
Kyle
so
Hamilton. Love Kyle Hamilton.
They have two in the top 10.
Hey, what's your
True.
take? And really quick, to answer Slap's question, take them both in the back of the barnyard.
I would take Jones. I like Locke, but no, I don't like Locke for anything beyond fantasy and just to watch like just gunslinger football. Like that's what you want Locke for. You want entertainment. Whether it's good or not, it's just entertainment. So I saw it in there earlier that Saquon Barkley is done, etc. Saquon Barkley's gonna be 25 coming into the season this year. He's coming off of injuries. Daniel Jones and these guys, yeah, they got set up for failure.
Barkley's trash. Barkley's done.
I think Barkley got in the next 3 years. He's gonna have at least another 1,000+ yard season, right? Like in scrimmage, whatever it's gonna be, because he has 15 touches the last few games plus or more, and he didn't get hurt. I think he just got a shitty situation. And if we saw guys like Cam Akers and shit come back,
his body cannot handle 20+ touches. You can limit him to about 13, 15 a game.
that's fine. I think he's handled 15+ the last 8 games. I think he can come into it and deal with it. I think he right now has a confidence issue, but I wouldn't be confident either if I was running behind like a bunch of Legos for a fucking O-line. Like this fucking sucks. So Daniel Jones, him, I think they have a chance. Do I bet on it? No. But I would say if I was an organization and I think I have a good prospect and I think I can get him to extend for a shitty contract, I would probably fucking do it. Right? Like, how much would it cost to get Daniel Jones extended?
Probably not much at this
Nothing.
point.
Probably cost you fucking nothing, right? You take this fucking kid in who seems like a good guy and you tell him, hey, man,
Post-workout burrito.
we believe in you.
Sausage, eggs,
We want to keep you.
green chili.
But we're going to pay you $8 million a year to run the next 2 to 3 fucking years. He'll probably fucking take it because he's probably fucked anyways. So, and then if he fails out, then you just dump him. You give him a Tannehill Dolphins contract. I think he got 12 mil or some shit per fucking year, right? Like, imagine Daniel Jones pans out. Then you just win. If he doesn't, then who fucking cares? Because he's only going to cost you 12 mil. QBs cost 45. So who fucking cares either way? So if he's their guy, he's their guy. I hope he succeeds. But does he? I don't think so. But give it a couple old linemen. Give him another wide receiver that can. Give him any wide receiver that can play more than one game a week or one game a season, and you might have a chance. Right?
Mm-mm.
None of his receivers stayed on the field. Not fucking one. Slayton, Tony, Galladay, Shepard, Evan Ingram. All those fucking guys did not stay in the field. I don't even know if these guys ever met each
So
other.
what? A lot of teams had that issue.
No, not at this level.
Succeed.
The Browns.
No, even the Browns didn't have that. Jarvis Landry came back and stayed. Rashard Higgins played.
I don't think there was. I don't think there was that many games that Landry and OBJ were both on the field at the same time.
Yeah, but
No,
Landry
they
was
weren't.
at least on the
No.
field. On the other teams, they had at least one consistent receiver that stayed on the field.
Here's-
Outside of Galladay, I don't think Galladay actually stayed on the field for back-to-back plays.
Here's my question though, like for you paying about it, because I'm curious to know, like as the conversation goes on, is what if this turns what if Saquon basically turns into like another Todd Gurley who can't stay healthy and is constantly
He is
injured?
that. He is that.
And he's
is
kind of
that.
already that, right? But like
So
Like,
I'm gonna
do you
pull a
think
second. So Todd
do you
Gurley
think
had
there's a
these
chance
talks
of that?
before that. So here's the
much
thing:
more
Todd,
talented.
if you look at Todd Gurley's rookie year and you look at his year 2, year 3, year 4, people were crapping on Gurley so hard. People forget that when he was at Jeff Fisher's team, coming into his 34 year before Goff came in and the new Sean McVay came in, everyone was done at Gurley. Oh, his knees are shot. He can't do shit. Blah, 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 blah. Sean McVay comes in, changes it around. Todd Gurley has 2 or 3 best years fucking running back in the last, 5 years? He was fucking amazing. Outside CMC. So Saquon can do that, right? Gurley just had this. People have amnesia for these kind of things. His year 2 and year 3 were not as amazing. His year 4 and year 5 were.
No.
You were taking
Mark
Godley.
Wilson.
I'm telling you, pull it up. You can take Gurley in the second round when Jeff Fisher was there into Sean McVay. You were taking Gurley in the second round. That's how bad people thought Gurley was when Sean McVay was in his first year.
And I loved Gurley as an
That's
athlete.
right. That is correct.
Right, he's an awesome athlete.
But Barkley's an even more special athlete than Gurley too. So if someone can bounce back, it is Barkley. And I don't know. I just think we need to give Barkley a little more time.
Like I said,
No.
worst case
But that's
scenario,
just-
then he doesn't pan out. You just move on. So you're saying that it's not even worth a chance to keep a guy on the team.
Is
Depends
it
on how much
any
money he
more on
wants.
brand than me just shooting down the narrative of Barkley? Yeah, look, every year, especially fantasy analysts do this, but every year, okay, people do this.
No, this isn't
Well,
drafting
Barkley
him. This is as a GM. What would you do?
And
I
even
would
as a
keep him.
GM, I'd be like, get the fuck. I'm done.
And then what are you going to do? Buy a running back?
You've hurt me one too many times that you've been hurt. By you being hurt, I gotta let you go. It's the
What's the
NFL, it's a
worth
meat
on
grinder.
him then? Like, what's the absolute dollar worth on him then to keep him around? Because I'm on Robbie's side on this. I just don't think
it's enough. I don't think you're getting anything by trading him. Well, if you get something for trading him, do it. But if you can't get anyone to buy him on a trade, then you just sit on the bitch. Because even David Johnson's broken ass still had a 1,000+ yard season with the Texans. Like, we've seen way worse things we've seen way worse players do more with way more injuries than Saquon Barkley. And Saquon Barkley's going to be turning 25.
Barkley or Swift? If I had to start an NFL franchise, motherfucker, today, give me Swift.
Yeah, take the healthier
Swift
guy.
without a doubt.
But David Johnson was 28, still put up 1,000+ scrimmage yard season.
Steelers Nation, we have that coming up for you guys later in the show. Don't worry, we still got a lot of show left.
So,
Mike,
like I
what's
said,
your
I'm
take
not
on
too
this?
worried. I would just sit on it. You got nothing else to do anyways. The fucking franchise is pretty much shot. Run it if you think he's your guy. If you can get a better draft pick and do something, sure. But it looks like everyone hates the quarterbacks this season, so I don't fucking know. But if Daniel Jones is your guy, you want to run him for another year, like I'd be down for it. And hell, I'd even probably run him as a shitty journeyman quarterback. Like I'd run him, get to have him ready to be my backup. Because backups are a big deal, right? I would love Colt McCoy to be on so many teams' backups right now. Because Colt McCoy came out and actually salvaged the Cardinals season for them.
Yeah, I would. I'm on.
Worst case scenario, you got a cheap ass backup.
No, I'm on that. I'm on that same exact narrative. He needs to be a backup. Just to say that you're starting, you're going to be starting Daniel Jones this season. Like no, Giants, please be smart. Play your hands at free agency. See who you can attract. See who you can land. See who wants to get traded.
Robbie, I got you on this one.
Mike.
So as soon as Buffalo hired their GM,
Joe Schoen, yep.
I knew I had a really good feeling it was either Frazier or Dable. Dable got the job. We all know that everyone has said, I think multiple people have said it. We know that Dable is part of the reason Josh Allen had the turnaround that he has, and I agree with that. But this whole notion that he can do the same for Daniel Jones all over Twitter today is driving me nuts because I don't think that's the case, but I think they will give him another year. And as soon as I saw Dable got the job, the reason I was upset was exactly what Robbie's alluding to, and is I have been saying for weeks and months that happy wife, happy life, Russell Wilson was going to be the next quarterback of the Giants. And unfortunately, I think I might be wrong because I think they're going to give Daniel Jones another chance, and they are dumb to do it.
They're dumb. They're dumb as hell to do it.
Yeah.
If I'm the Giants, if I'm going to run Daniel Jones again, I'm applying pressure on that motherfucker. I am bringing somebody else in, and he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to compete for that job. I'm applying pressure on him. Like especially
Bring
if I'm,
in Gardner Minshew.
hold on,
Yeah.
the amount of
No, he's the Steelers quarterback next year. Shut up.
the amount of
That'd be nice.
the amount of coaches that this kid has already gone through.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to turn out like them motherfuckers? Maybe there's something wrong with the kid and not the coaches.
Okay, I'm going to throw a name out there.
Scenario.
I'm going to throw a quarterback name out there just to give him pressure, not as a solvable piece for like 5-10 years to come. I have a weird feeling that Dable might try to bring in Mitchell Trubisky.
Daniel Jones almost seems like he's on the same level as Trubisky in terms of flirting with that backup status. You know what I'm saying? So with
I'm just saying, if we're doing it for 1 year.
But that's perfect. Hold on, that's perfect to apply pressure.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna put you up against it because here's the thing. If I'm
bring in Teddy Bridgewater.
If I'm exactly, yeah, bring in Bridgewater. But if I'm Dable, I already know what I have
with Trubisky
in Mitch. Yeah,
I had him last year as my backup.
Exactly. So if I now bring him in, and it's like, hey, this kid already knows my system.
Exactly.
Number one draft picks sometimes, can't be number one draft picks for a reason. First round draft picks, not number one, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
If we want to have them to battle it out, like, y'all are both top fucking picks. Y'all are both first rounders, go ahead. Go ahead, duel it out. Like, I actually love that. I love that. That would be a quarterback competition I'd actually pay attention to. Because the last time that we saw Trubisky in a Bills jersey in the preseason, that motherfucker went for 6 touchdowns.
Yeah. Lit up my Bears in the preseason.
The thing with Mitch Trubisky too is, as a Vikings fan, is like he seemed to always have our number, and like he's not a bad quarterback. Half of that I wonder is being under Matt Nagy, because Matt Nagy is just terrible.
He sabotaged him. Sabotaged him.
Nerd, don't wonder that. Just put that in your head.
Like,
don't wonder that.
Exactly. There's literally no wonder in that. What would happen with Mitch Trubisky that did not happen with Trubisky no longer there with the Bears? The Bears would at least string together these fucking crazy wins down the stretch, because Mitch would eventually just be like, I'm fucking doing me. I'm doing me. Yeah. Like, Mitch is I really
feel like Mitch going to the Giants is actually it is a quarterback competition that's worth watching, because it's like, does this guy still got it? Like, I bet he does.
I think Mitch would fucking wreck
I agree. I think he'd beat out Daniel Jones. I think he would.
Mitch would be like, you know what weapons I had in Chicago? Watch me do me.
They had jack shit, man. Jesus, it was rough. I have a question for you.
Allen Robinson and Dave Montgomery. That's better than what Daniel Jones has rocked the last 3 years.
Like, I meant like when they're all
Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram. Like, come on, like.
Well, I take Ingram over our tight ends, though. I would take Ingram over.
No, I love Coco.
Would you really though? Like, I watched that motherfucker like slurp a fucking buttery fucking popcorn before he went up there. Like, it was pretty bad.
He does have the case of the dropsies. I do agree with that.
But drops the fucking dude out of his pants. He's fucking what he is. Here's the thing about the Giants. I fucking despise the franchise as a whole. They build a great defense. I don't know how they fucking do it, but they always build a great defense. But that offense, like, there's
always suspect.
I know, like, people want to say Daniel Jones might be a coach killer, but dude, like, your coach went 39 QB sneak. That's not your fucking fault. Yeah. That is, it's not the quarterback's fault that his O-line literally is a bunch of pillows. Like,
oh no, absolutely. I have an interesting question for you guys. Who would you take between these two if you could get one of these two to come to the Giants? Mitchell Trubisky or, and this hypothetically, Marcus Mariota?
What team is this?
To the Giants.
I am not shutting the door on Marcus Mariota.
I would get Trubisky.
Jimmy Trubisky.
He looks good in Oakland this year. I thought there was a little bit of sunshine on
Why?
Marcus
Because he
Mariota.
can fucking run 2 feet?
Yeah, no, it's got to be Trubisky. Mariota is like dollar store fucking Tannehill. And Tannehill's older than him. and he's
No,
running
he
better
is
than
not even dollar. He's not even dollar store Tannehill. He's dollar
But
store.
here's also one reason I got to that coach killer. Tannehill was considered a coach killer too for the longest time.
Oh yeah.
For the
Joe
longest
Philbin,
fucking time.
Hold up here. Let me go ahead. We're gonna get into the next topic. Here. So more coach talk, more coach speak. Drop the mic. We start with you. Right now, right now, this given fucking moment, is Byron Leftwich being played around with in regards to the Jacksonville position? Multiple reports conflict one or the other, stating, yeah, they're gonna hire him, and they're all locked in, and then we're gonna play around with a second interview, or we're gonna see who else is out there. Is Jacksonville doing themselves a disservice by not locking in a guy like right now? Mike.
For not being a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, this really freaking pisses me off.
It does piss me off.
Because here's the thing. You finally have, as a franchise, have a quarterback that you want to be the future. You're Trent Baalke as the GM. I heard Leftwich wanted more say in the team personnel on the player side, and Baalke won't give that up. I think Baalke is the freaking problem. I mean, there's a reason Vic Fangio got on a plane to go freaking interview for the job, because Vic Fangio just wants a job. He doesn't care if he just wants to be on the sideline and instead of being down in Florida, so he can go to the retirement home after he gets out of work. I mean, Vic Fangio might go from a team that had everything but a quarterback to a team that only has a quarterback. Leftwich would be the right hire, but Baalke needs to get his head out of the sewers down in Tampa and down in Jacksonville and out of the swamps, and just let people do their jobs. And if he doesn't want to do it, I think Baalke, and I think the Khan family needs to eventually get rid of Baalke and let somebody else have it, because if they don't get Leftwich or an offensive-minded coach, I am sorry, they are making a big mistake and might jeopardize a little bit of Trevor Lawrence's career. Go ahead.
Hey,
Payne.
let me be GM. Shit. What you got, Payne?
So I like Mike's take a lot. GMs fuck up franchises more than head coaches do.
Oh, yeah.
Easily. And it's not even fucking close. The Dolphins suffer from just stupidity at GM level, like just every year. And even right now, we see it across the thing. It's not the quarterbacks that are terrible. I actually don't think that many quarterbacks would be in the league right now. I still believe a ton of quarterbacks would be in the league if your fucking franchise didn't suck donkey balls. But they do. Donde is still at a Bodo show, right? Like, that's where they at. So, Trevor Lawrence, if fucking Trevor Lawrence is good. Like, I watched him. He's good. I don't think he's amazing yet, but he's a rookie. Who fucking cares? Everyone expects some grand deal experience from your rookies. No. He was good. It's not his fault fucking passes tipped off of dude's hands. I watched fucking pass after pass hit motherfuckers right fucking here and just bounce off like it was Madden. And these DBs would just be there to snatch him up. So if I was a head coach, and especially with Leftwich right now, and he's getting dicked around to take over your franchise that has one playoff in how many fucking years? And where you had to buy all the free agency to get that playoff?
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. You go get a guy that's going to groom your quarterback. Get a guy that wants to actually fucking be there, because you don't have a fucking choice at this point. Everything about your franchise is terrible. What the fuck? How many top 5 picks do you need? Right? Like, so get this guy, get him to do shit. You actually have a good quarterback on his that for some reason is still playing pretty well with the shittiest weapons I could ever fucking think of on a fucking team, short of the Giants. And he played, like I said, the kid played with confidence all the way till the end.
Yeah. Yes, he did. Yeah.
Their quarterbacks, with their coaching situation, with someone telling basically he's a fucking asshole, like treat him like a kid, So yeah, I don't know. I think it's fucked up, and the Jags just doing Jag shit, right? If that's your GM doing it, like, and you hired him, that just tells me you allowed it. You're okay with fucking sucking. There is reasons why franchises don't win like that.
They're the Jags.
Yeah,
they're the Jags. What you got? What you got, Mike?
Well,
Travis Etienne.
I live and breathe by the mentality of if you can't lead yourself, you can't lead others, right?
Mhm.
So like with the GM in the Jacksonville situation, like it just seems like it's bigger than like Urban Meyer and being there and being a failure. Like we all kind of expected that. Me and Robbie had talked a lot of time off streams like about Urban Meyer not being, not panning out. I was talking with Mike about it too once in a while. It was just we all kind of knew that was a thing, but like you guys, the Jags got a really good quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. If they get the right person to guide him, it's only year one. I think this is a big year because you're probably getting Travis Etienne back. It's you got to make the right decisions here. And in terms of Byron Leftwich being hired or not hired, you got to make a decision. And if making if the decision is finding the best head coach out there, then do that. But don't lead somebody on to be like, hey, we want you. Now we don't want you. Well, let's hang on a second. And like, we'll get you in for a second interview. I can speak to that personally with just recently with some of the stuff at my jobs. Like it's frustrating when there's no given answer on like what the future is, and it pisses you off the whole time. So
Yeah.
you're going to have a very disgruntled person after X amount of time. They have to get this figured out. This is a time sensitive issue, and they got to make a choice because you either keep interviewing and let the guy know we're going to keep interviewing and we want you to be a part of this sideline, but we don't know where. Or you say, hey, you're the guy, and we're going to keep looking for other positions to fill, but you're the guy that's our head coach. You got to figure that out probably in the next couple of weeks because we all think that there's all the time in the world in the off season, but the off season starts right when you're eliminated.
Yep.
Or if you don't make it, it starts then.
Yep.
Like
you
that's
are on the clock
that
from
is
that moment on.
That is the only advantage you have as a team that doesn't make the playoffs is you have more of like first dibs and first say on what you're going to get. And that's what they need to really focus on and get right. Because if they don't get this right, Jacksonville's going to still be mediocrity.
Yep.
If they were mediocre, this would be an upgrade. They are like digging through fucking dumpsters. It's fucking gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, if you and then I think like someone said, in the chat, like you interviewed another guy, like right, you interviewed Fangio, like right in front of him, like, and even Mike had brought that up, like,
and of all people,
all people, like no.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the Jags crank off a few wins at the end of the season that looked pretty decent?
They beat the Colts and knocked them out of the damn playoffs.
Yeah.
They did that to one team, but the game before that, they threw like 5 picks?
5 picks.
Some outrageous amount of
That's true.
embarrassment. Like no.
And I was asking like as a serious question because I don't follow the Jags.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, no, they were as bad as you think the Jags could be. Short of knocking out the Colts.
Yeah, they beat the Bills 9-6.
Yeah, I mean, it was ugly as shit, the win, but, still, you got the dub.
Should have dubbed the dub, I guess, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's embarrassing.
Really quick, before we get into half, does anyone think that Rodgers goes anywhere else other than Denver or retire? Like,
no.
Realistically,
I don't know if he's going to go to Denver.
So,
I know.
Well, I did have one thought, and that was that maybe like a possible trade could happen to like Pittsburgh with Big Ben going down and retiring. And I mean, obviously there's an opening there, and they have a lot of good talent there with Margie and the wide receivers. They have a really good roster, and if you plug Rodgers into that roster, it could work really well. But then you get into like the conversation of contract and taking, how much money is Rodgers going to want? Because I'm not going to lie, being an NFC North team fan with like the Vikings, like you've seen Rodgers consistently not take restructures and contracts to like get more money to be distributed to the other guys on the team to keep talent around, which I've always talked about in the past of like how, if Rodgers is going to complain about not having talent, it's partially his fault because he's not willing to take a pay cut ever, like certain other people that we know do. So it's like one of those things.
Brady's so amazing.
Right. So it's one of those things where it's like, if he goes to Pittsburgh in the off chance, like, which I don't think he will at this point, I think he's going to Denver.
Yeah.
What are the chances that Rodgers goes to Pittsburgh and he gets plugged in right away? But like, how much money is it going to take?
Obviously, he would get plugged in right away. Yeah, it's going to take too much. Yeah, that's way too much draft capital. And Pittsburgh, no.
If I was the Steelers, I would do
afford
it.
that.
I would definitely do it.
I mean, we can't afford it. We have a lot of cap space.
Yeah, they.
No. But if they were able to find some fucking miracle way to do it, I think you have to, because they.
I mean, are
have
you
a
really
full
going to give
roster.
them that much draft capital?
Yeah.
And
I think it would
for
really
a
hamper the
few years
Steelers to
of-
do that, you know?
And
absolutely.
Here's the thing:
To ask-
what do they draft that helps them?
My
Besides an O-line.
question.
There's a
to
lot.
ask-
O-line,
They need an
secondary,
O line. They
interior
need an
linebackers.
O line.
Yeah.
also,
Defensively,
O-line,
they've
secondary,
done well.
interior backers. Those are the 3 main
Yeah.
positions.
my question to
Mhm.
Raj too is like, how bad do you want that first round playoff loss or that AFC championship loss?
Because
That's
that's
true,
probably
too.
best case scenario.
I'm still sticking to what I said last week.
I
No,
shouldn't have said that.
I'm still sticking to what I said last week. The next quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers is going to be Jimmy G.
I hope not.
I like that call.
Yeah,
I like that
that's
call.
what I wanted.
So
Maybe.
I take my thing back. If it wasn't like Rodgers, if it was another Brady level Peyton Manning situation with Denver, I'm telling you, like that Steelers team would be fucking fire with those kind of
Oh,
guys.
it'd be real fucking exciting. But
That's my point. We've seen it, right? Like people would have told you, oh, Tampa can't do it because Tampa's defense is young. They fucking won their first fucking year with Brady.
dude,
That
Kenny Pickett is
Steelers
not making it
defense-
to 20 overall. He's
Huh?
getting drafted before that. Let's just be real.
Yeah, probably.
Kenny
yeah.
Pickett's not making it to the
Likely.
Steelers.
Pickett's
pick.
gonna be gone.
Likely.
No.
I'd like-
yeah. What?
I'd like to see the Steelers draft Matt Corral from Ole Miss.
I would fucking love Matt Corral,
Yeah,
but
and that's
I
my
don't
point.
think
Jake,
he's
what
gonna
up,
make it.
Jake? What
I
up,
don't think
Jake?
he's gonna make it there
He
either.
won't be there.
So
the
he
only
wasn't part of
QB,
the 20
the
overall
only
pick.
QB out of like the top 5 that's gonna be there at pick 20 is gonna be Sam Howell, who I do not want in the first round.
But that,
Ew.
and that's the thing. I think they should
Ew.
trade up to get him. If you ask me, if it's not too costly,
I'd
you
be
know?
okay with that. I'd be okay with that. But at that point, I'd
Bro.
rather have a second or third round QB and grab
I love
Linderbaum
how
or Kenyon
everyone
Green in the
knows.
first
Second
round.
and third round
I love how
QB, so
literally
you have
everyone
Mason
answered
Rudolph.
my question. Literally everyone. So you all answered my question basically. It's either Denver or retire for the most part.
No, I think
Actually-
he can end up anywhere that a team
What's up?
wants.
What's up, David? What you got?
Y'all are gonna just clown on me for this
Jake.
thing, okay? But
Uh-oh.
fuck it, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just moving forward, putting my chips in, okay? I think he stays with Green Bay. I honestly think about it for a quick second, okay?
Okay, so yeah, that was the other option. Yeah,
What's a more ideal situation? Him going to Denver and working with those pieces, or him sticking with the Green Bay offense that he currently has? Because you've got Dillon, you've got Jones, you've got a great, once they get healthy with Bakhtiari, great offensive line. Devontae Adams may be the best receiver in the league, if not very close to it. They don't have a number one guy over in Denver right now. Like Sutton may be that guy, but no one is for sure that guy. I think he'd be a little impatient at this point in time.
I would love to see Aaron Rodgers with Noah Fant. Actually, Noah Fant. and
Noah Fant
Rodgers
is really
would
good
be
as a
cool.
tight end.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
like
He's
the
good in
number one
general.
yeah, he's very good. Yeah. But the number one receiver, though, I wonder if he's going to be patient with that, because no one's emerged yet, and he's 39 years old. He's about to be. Is he going to be patient with their growth? That's the big question. for me.
Hold on.
I mean,
We
if
have
we're
to
being
take-
honest, a
we
lot
have
of their
to
young
take into
picks are going to be gone in
account-
that trade.
Yeah, we have to take into account that wherever Devontae goes
Mhm.
is what weighs heavily in Rodgers' decision.
I think it's the other way
Whatever-
around. Wherever Rodgers goes is where Adams goes.
That's why I agree
Not,
too.
not
There-
where
there's
Adams
a,
goes,
there,
where
there's
Rodgers
a
No.
there's a mutual respect with that, but Adams has not came out publicly and spoke yet. We have
And don't
only
forget,
heard
Adams can be franchised too.
exactly.
Adams
We
wanted
have-
to
we
go
have
Yeah,
only-
very hard
we have
last
only-
Are the
we have
Packers
only-
more?
hang on, we have
But-
only
okay,
heard.
Sorry.
We have only heard from Aaron Rodgers' side.
Okay,
Yeah.
so say Aaron Rodgers leaves and the Packers tag fucking Devontae Adams.
Yep.
He's almost 1,000% going to sit out.
That's gonna.
If
yeah,
we're
he's
being
gonna
honest.
sit out. He's
So
gonna
do they
sit out.
risk tagging him just to have
And
him,
then-
just to waste cap space and have him sit out for a
No,
year?
they're not
I don't
gonna
think
do
so.
that.
No,
No,
they're
they're
not.
They
not
won't.
gonna
They're
do
gonna
that.
put it on. They're gonna put that money towards like the other guys that are.
No, they're gonna
still-
tag him.
Bobby
They're gonna
Top,
tag
like-
him and
like
trade him.
Robert.
Not that I'm disputing that, but I'm just curious. Has he actually murmured that he would consider sitting out if Rodgers was gone?
I-
No,
Tagged him?
but that's what will happen. That
It will happen.
At his age, that's what will happen.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, the
like-
whole
At his
last damn
age,
thing,
with
I mean,
Jordan
come on.
Love, there's no fucking way. He's gonna get traded. He's gonna get fucking traded,
yeah,
and that's what would happen. It would make the most sense because
Devontae
people are gonna trade
Adams.
for Devontae Adams.
yeah. Like the NFL
If I was
does not
Jacksonville
wanna-
and I found out fucking Adams is on the block, I'd take him.
the NFL
like,
does not
so
want
fucking get
to
him.
want a pissed off fucking Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
They if they could keep that guy happy and
Yeah.
he's the one of the guys that's not running around bashing the NFL, taking his fucking jersey off and throwing his hands in the air. You know, despite
to
how
answer your
correct
question, though,
he
Robbie,
was for that.
I would say Rodgers ends up anywhere that he wants to be. That basically any fucking team that goes, you know what, we could have Aaron Rodgers. I'm not saying that he played amazing in his last fucking thing, but any team that's like, you know, we might have a chance at Rodgers, right? Like, he will end up there.
Yeah.
Because GMs are, I told you, franchises are fucking stupid. They will do the most predictable shit.
The name carries a lot of weight.
They'll be like, Rodgers or Derek Carr. Oh, Rodgers or Drew Lock. They're Rodgers or fucking, you know, like, it's just going to play a game. Like short of guys that drafted last year, like Zach Wilson and shit, I think any veteran, non-top tier guy, Colts have a chance to get rid of Carson Wentz for him. Jalen Eagles would be like, oh, we have a chance at Rodgers. Jalen Hurts out.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. We're talking about the possibility of outcomes, like the highest possibility of outcomes. Like with what we know, you know, it sounds like
I feel like a lot of stuff gets missed though. Like in these kind of guys, like nobody fucking knows where half these motherfuckers will end up. And I think with Rodgers him being such a wild card, he'll end up anywhere.
I think Washington is going Willis. It seems like the most likely option because they're a young team. They're willing to go with the prospect QB, a high potential guy.
We want to hurry up and fucking go. And even still, we probably still won't play.
Also, if Rodgers ends up on fucking the Colts, he's so fucked. There's no weapons on the team.
Whoever we draft, even at QB, we're drafting a QB. But whoever we draft at QB, still not starting. Still not starting.
He's not going to start over Heineke.
Do you guys think the Packers would be really willing to move on from Rodgers? He's probably going to win the MVP this year for crying out loud.
Yeah,
again,
they may, whether they want to or not. He's trying to leave. I mean,
do you think they would try to convince him anymore? No, it's just a done deal.
I don't think it's a matter of the organization wanting.
He has stated that they are in a great place.
Yeah,
and if he needs to take time, they'll know. Hopefully, you know, by like February, March-ish. He said February-ish on Pat McAfee's show.
Yeah, exactly.
This last Tuesday. Hopefully, we know February-ish, and he said that he's going to let the organization know so that they can do exactly the right and proper things that they need to do.
I think he'll let him know before March 1st so they can just get ready for free agency.
I think that, and I think that conversation is going to go. Are you tagging Devontae or not?
Which, by the way,
they're going to go. Are you staying or not? He's like, if you keep Devontae, I will stay. But if Devontae's not going to be happy with the tag, if Devontae's not going to be happy with the tag, then I'm gonna go where Devontae is gonna go, and I'll play for maybe a year or two left.
That's a very nice point.
And I saw today that Devontae is gonna ask around $30 million.
Yeah, no, thank you.
No, they're not.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that was let me look at that was from NBC Sports Edge.
What I've seen so far on all the Rodgers trades,
Good luck.
as of 2 hours ago, I saw that Ian Rappaport tweeted something about how if Rodgers were to be traded, it's most likely going to be to Denver of all options. It's most likely going to be Denver.
That's all that I've heard is Denver. It's either Denver or bust.
Well, with Hackett,
and now Hackett's there, and then I think
fucking Green Bay's roster is so much better.
It is.
Rodgers is gonna he'll perform well, but he'll get fucked. They have a very good roster. They have a Super Bowl level roster.
Yeah, but Rodgers at this point in his career does not care about that. So
I'm sure he doesn't give a shit.
He cares about playing with his best friend. He cares about playing with his best friend right now.
Yeah.
And I think actually Adams hampers him because the way we watched him play this past fucking, their knockout game where they was just targeting Adams, even though Lazard was wide the fuck open in China. Fucking dude was just.
But at the end of the day, when you get, at the end of the day, when you get to that point in your career, you don't care about that. You're caring about making the best of your last few, because any moment can be your last. So you're just holy fuck, I made it this long. I made all these millions. I'm just trying to go back to having a fucking ball again,
So I just I just looked it up, and the franchise tag for a wide receiver right now is around $23 million, and he wants to be the highest paid receiver. Hopkins is at 27 a year. He wants to be over Hopkins at 27 a year. So I don't know if he's going to want that tag because that's about six.
He's not taking that tag. He's not.
I did
taking
not realize that Hopkins was making that much.
Yeah,
to be honest
that
with you.
reminds me.
I forgot
People
about that
want to
too.
shit
Yeah.
on paying running backs or drafting them the fucking first. How many wide receivers are getting paid top dollar are panning out right now?
Yeah.
Crazy. It's
Let's
crazy.
just say Julio Jones is making 22 million.
We're bitching about like
Hey,
7 mil on a running
the
back.
writing-
Receivers want to
hey.
make 3 times the amount of their fucking money.
The
And they can't
writing
even
is
fucking
on.
run block.
The writing is on the wall. So look, the writing is already on the wall. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get into halftime.
Mhm.
On the other half of the show, we're gonna be breaking down some picks for you guys and talking the future of fantasy football as well simultaneously. You don't want to miss it. Let's go ahead. Let's get into Can Do by the homie Blake G. Dilly dilly, y'all.
Oh.
What the
Just cut off.
fuck?
And now, word from our friends over at the NFLPA and Monkey Knife Fight.
Let me tell you a little story. Once upon a time, there was a monkey knife fight.
And one day they met one team partners in the NFLPA.
It's a match made in the pits of a monkey knife fight.
And everyone lived happily ever after.
Are you listening? This is big.
What is a monkey knife fight?
You know, it's thing monkeys, knives, you get it. Fantasy sports is monkey knife fight. And monkey knife fight is fantasy sports.
Monkey Knife Fight is daily fantasy.
Monkey Knife Fight in the house.
I am Monkey Knife Fight.
You are Monkey Knife Fight.
We are all Monkey Knife Fight.
Monkey Knife Fight.
You have the NFLPA behind the company.
It's exciting for me to be a part of fantasy sports.
When I think of fantasy sports, I think of beating all my buddies year in and year out and being able to brag about it.
We're not just partners in it.
We're owners.
And it feels awesome to be an owner.
I challenge you to a monkey knife fight.
We've been saving you a seat at the table, Monkey Knife Fight.
Welcome to the one team and NFLPA family.
Monkey knife fight. Welcome to the family, Monkey Knife Fight.
Welcome to the game, Monkey Knife Fight.
Monkey Knife Fight!
I challenge you to a monkey knife fight.
Monkey Knife Fight! Monkey Knife Fight, Monkey Knife Fight, Monkey Knife Fight, Monkey Knife.
Get any better for the Kansas City Chiefs this offseason. They locked down their future in Patty Mahomes.
You got Jones, then Kelsey, and Mahomes signed for like half a billion. You got players on your football team buying baseball team.
I'm surrounded by baby toys. Like Patrick Mahomes is surrounded by guys who on offense are some of the best in the league.
Oh no, let the defense go. Let the defense go.
If Patty does what he does, and he has one less guy on offense.
And Kansas City,
thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back. This is Rumboyz After Dark. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Rumboys and girls. What it do? Dilly dilly.
Cheers.
SportsMe.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. Be sure to download the SportsMe app. Interact, make content with some of your favorite friends, family, content creators, athletes,
We're
players
mathletes.
of your wow, players of your favorite players of your favorite teams, and much more. We had an investor meeting the other day for SportsMe, and some new things coming, some big things coming. So I'm super excited about the future.
Dude, I'm all about it. I fucking love SportsMe, actually. Like I've been off and on, but I've been enjoying it more whenever it starts getting to like more random talks than it is fantasy talk. I mean, people think it's a fantasy, but it's just sometimes it's just talking
everything.
about
Everything. It's everything. Yeah, you talk about any
like,
and all sports.
Let's be real. We have a group of friends in this community that do sports, and outside in the real world, you might have one friend that knows sports, and they tell you stupid shit like Lamar Jackson's a sleeper in fantasy, and you're like, oh my fucking god. So that kind of shit, avoid that. Go to sports.
I fucking hate that guy. Let's get back into the show. Come redraft fantasy season, who do you believe will be the most overdrafted fantasy football player in drafts? You each get one player, one name. Do not give me your laundry list. Do not expose all of your fucking off-season takes in one fucking episode. You have a whole off-season to do this. Your takes are allowed to change. All right, so just give me one. Mike, drop the mic.
Let's go backwards. I want Nerd to start.
You want to go backwards on this one?
Yes.
All
you
right.
heard him.
Nerd.
Wait, what the fuck? That's not fair. No, Mike. Just fucking drop a take.
I have one that I have on the top of my head, and I feel like it's good advice. Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes will be the most overdrafted.
Yeah, I think people are going to reach. I already witnessed it in this draft. I
feel like that's every year, but yeah, you're right.
I witnessed it in this year's drafts, and
the year before.
Guys like Rodgers.
That's a chalk call. I'll let you have that one.
Guys like Rodgers and all them were like falling to you in the third and fourth rounds, and you had guys like Lamar and Patty going rather early. So my pick's Patrick Mahomes. I think everyone's going to be gunning for him, and they're going to reach.
Raj.
Leonard Fournette, I think is going to be my guy. Only based on the fact that he fucking produced this year. I'm not gonna hold that against him. But with Brady looming retirement, just everything going on with the Bucks, Byron Leftwich maybe leaving. I think everything's just kind of stacking up in the wrong direction. Gio Bernard saw more touches. Rojo's he stepped up at the end of the season a little bit, so I think Lenny's
as always. But yeah,
kind of gonna. I mean, no, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
I think Lenny's gonna be overdrafted. I think he was a top 10 running back this year, right? Am I wrong? I don't remember where he kind of ended off.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
I want to say he was top 10, and I don't think he's gonna live up to that next year.
He's a top 10 this season.
He was top 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he's gonna be overvalued, especially by like
more guys are
players,
also going to be
casual
back
players
healthy this year.
who just look at last year rankings and ADP and stuff like that.
David, who you got?
Good pick, Raj. I really respect that one. I'm going to stick with the same division, but I'm going to turn to a different team in the NFC South. I'm going to go with Christian McCaffrey. Yeah,
I didn't want to state the.
Oh, is that too obvious?
I didn't know. It just seemed like.
It's good.
No, it was a good pick though. Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Fuck you,
thank you.
fans. Eat your heart out. I'm loving that.
I mean, it kills me to say this because, the Bears are my team, but actually, when I first started watching football, I really rooted on the Panthers being from South Carolina and all that stuff. And then, I don't know, I just somehow gravitated towards the Bears. But I love Christian McCaffrey, and this is no disrespect to him, but the health concerns, the offensive line that's basically Taylor Moton or die, it's an absolute dumpster fire out there protecting for him. So God help him out in the backfield right there. And he's – I don't know. They're looking for a quarterback situation to rectify their offense because Sam Darnold just is not cutting it. We thought it was Adam Gase that was basically just the cancer of his development, but it clearly it's still lingering. He's still fucking sucking ass. So I think honestly, yeah, he's going to be the focal point, but it's a little dangerous considering the offensive line issues and also considering the fact that he's got a lot of health concerns. So that's my guy.
What you got, Payne?
All right, let me get my list out. No, I'm just fucking with you. I'm fucking. No, he just gave that fucking look. He's like, you fucking asshole. Fuck, dude, there's a ton of motherfuckers to go through, but I'm gonna go with Stephon Diggs. I think Stephon Diggs is gonna get drafted.
I like it.
Stephon Diggs is gonna get drafted in the second to first round again. He had a nice season, 1,200 yards, amazing. But the things I didn't like about Josh Allen, and you could tell me if I'm wrong. When Josh Allen hyper targets Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen looks worse.
Bad game.
When Josh Allen actually, and this is why I said when he came into the season, I'm just afraid this motherfucker's going to come in and try to do this shit 2 years in a row, and teams are actually ready for it now. So still a great season, still whatever, but Josh Allen got better in the sense of now he's targeting Dawson Knox, now he's targeting Gabriel Davis, now he's targeting his running back. Devin Singletary was never that terrible. It was just really that fucking offense as a whole was kind of in the air. Not terrible, but all in the air. So Stephon Diggs is going to get drafted in the first and second round again because he had 10 touchdowns and 1,300 yards. And people are going to look, wow, see all those targets? It's fucking great. And he's probably going to have a pretty solid game in the playoffs because he's still playing. And I don't want anything to do with that. I just don't. And not because I don't want Josh Allen. I'll take Josh Allen. Whatever the draft price next year, the same thing, 4th, 5th round, I'll fucking be down. But it makes me not want Diggs. Right, because when you get better, you don't hyper target somebody. You throw to 5 different players, like Tom Brady, like Patrick Mahomes, and etc. He has 2 weapons, 3 weapons, 4 weapons. So that's what I want. And I think because Josh Allen's getting better, we won't get those big numbers again. At least not at the price you're paying for him when you can get somebody else in the 3rd or 4th round. That will give you big numbers.
Mike,
is that chalk? Is that chalk for you, Daddy?
No, you did good. You did good. Because that's where my mind was going. I was like, someone better say it.
This one's really hard for me because I'm not sure, but I'm actually going to throw one out there that the reason I wanted to go last. You guys,
what up, Jeremy?
You guys are going to think I'm absolutely crazy for me saying this. I think Tyreek Hill is going to be overdrafted next year.
Okay. I like it.
All right.
Some Chiefs picks in this one.
I want to touch on that. I think Mike's on to something with that because I think Tyreek's already kind of reached for because he's kind of like he has that huge playability that everybody's like, man, like I want that, like I want that receiver that can get a 70-yard bomb every game. But like sometimes Tyreek can lay that egg that you don't need on a bad week. So I
Well,
like
no one
that
ever
pick
needs an
a
egg,
lot.
but
I don't
what you
know. I
got?
think
What you got,
Tyreek used to
Mike? No,
misused.
Mike, finish your take.
No, I mean,
He's an open field monster, man.
Mike's right. Mike's right. I mean, part of my take was exactly what Mike said.
Oh, my
I
bad,
just
my
think they're
bad.
gonna. No, not at all. I think one of their missions in the offseason is going to bring in a real number 2, not freaking McCall Hardman.
Yeah,
that was my original pick technically, but I hate McCall so openly.
He's not cutting it.
So I still think there is a chance that they try to bring in Rogers boy as our number 2 receiver. I still think they try to maybe bring in Juju. If they don't, they're going to try to
bring in Juju.
They're going to try to get a number 2. I think people are going to think that's going to open up Hill a lot more, and they're going to go, "Oh, Hill's going to get more targets." Whatever. I think it's actually going to do a little bit of the opposite.
Good point.
And Kelsey's not getting any younger. He's still going to try to get Kelsey the ball, and I just have a feeling that they're going to spread it out more. Cornell Powell was on the practice squad this year. I'm hoping that he gets a little bit of a play. I just have a feeling that you guys all know me on the panel. This hurts me to say, being that I have it on my arm, but that's my pick. And as a joke, I want to say Gabriel Davis.
Wow.
I had that motherfucker all best ball this season. It was good times.
Matt, I like that parlay. I mean, if you're gonna go with the anytime TD with all those with the limited amount of games that you're going, you gotta go. Yeah, that's the way I'd mix it up.
I'd probably take Debo over Elijah though. I'm sure the odds are probably more favorable
yeah,
for Elijah.
I'll take Debo.
He's doing it for the odds. I
know, but I think at that point, if you're doing a 4 parlay, you kind of want to have a chalk one. I mean, he has chalk Kelsey, but I feel like that 4 parlay, it's pretty huge.
You already went chalk. That's what I'm saying. So mine's going to be a little bit differently for fantasy. A player I think is going to be overdrafted next year. Yes, he did have 90 receptions on 119 targets, 912 yards, and 5 touchdowns. 137 fantasy points this season. Man, rah rah rah, ooh la 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 la, ooh la 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 la. Stuck in a bad offense. That offense is still bad in Detroit. I'm not buying the hype. I'm not buying the stat line. A lot of those stats came towards the ass end of the season, from pretty much weeks 13 on. Excuse me. I'm not buying it.
I thought about bringing him up, but I thought you were going to yell at me.
No, unless he's getting 12 targets a game, like it's not a thing.
My thing is, Hawk was hurt. Cephas was out.
Yep.
I mean,
I'm not worried about Cephas, but I am worried about Hawk.
Draft Cephas 2022.
If they stick with Goff, I think you're on to something with that, Robbie. I really do think you're on to something.
2022.
But that's the thing for me is if they stick with Goff, like I do think there's a risk his targets will go down, or I should say his production.
Like I said, he has to be getting 12 plus receptions, 12 receptions. Otherwise, it's doo-doo bother. And I just don't want to deal with that on my fantasy team. Doo-doo bother.
Which, by the way,
can I add another name to my list if you do not mind?
No.
Rashad Penny. I said it.
You can't do that.
You can't.
I did it.
That's cheating. Damn it. No, I'm playing. No, that really. Why Rashad Penny though? I mean, not to go
he's not going to put up RB1 numbers the rest of for the whole
You don't
season.
think so?
People are expecting
No.
It's not going to be as dynamic of an offense as it was during the fantasy playoffs.
Way to reach for low-hanging fruit.
I was going to say, though, if
Carson's
people are going to shit on Hawkinson a lot in this offseason, and I'm going to tell you they're wrong for shitting on him.
I'm drafting Hawkinson low because people are going to be shitting on him.
Yeah, people are going to be shitting on him like he didn't fucking average like a good set of points from the tight end position. Like everybody wants a new Mark Andrews and Darren Waller, but people forget how bad tight ends can really fucking be.
This year was the year of just random tight ends popping off. Like fucking who expected Dalton Schultz and Dawson Knox?
Yeah, I was gonna say
I think Dalton Schultz was expected. Dawson Knox, you knew was a touchdown guy.
Yeah,
and even then, he wasn't really that great compared to Hawks.
Yeah, but he still put up. Okay,
PPR monster.
I told y'all Dawson Knox.
Okay, I mean, to be
I
honest,
felt optimistic about both too, putting up like Kyle Rudolph.
I did draft them
caliber
both in the
numbers,
SFB, but like that's besides the point.
Yeah, TD dependency is fun.
I'm a fucking tight end god, bro. Never mind. Sorry,
bro. I stay finding sleeper tight. I stay. My sleeper tight end article always fucking hits. Like that shit is just. That shit is just so good. All right, let's get in some picks. We're gonna go ahead. So we do have 2 games this week that we have to break down. There's some boost this weekend. Joe Burrow to throw for 2+ TDs. If your NFL same game parlay loses, get up to $25 back on each game. There are player specials this week that feature we got conference we got conference specials. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd each to have 50+ receiving yards. Mahomes and Burrow to combine for 600+ passing yards. Kelsey or Jamar Chase to have 125+ receiving yards. Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelsey to combine for over 200+ receiving yards. Tyreek Hill to have a 50+ yard TD. You got Cooper Kupp to have 100+ yards receiving, and the LA Rams to score 33+ points. You got Deebo Samuel to have or 1+ rushing TD and 1+ receiving TD. Ooh, that one +700. Elijah Mitchell and Cam Akers to combine for 150 rushing yards at +170. Odell Beckham and George Kittle to combine for 150 yards at +175. So like there's a lot of action. For there to only be 2 games this week, a lot of action. We're just going to get into some picks for you guys this week for conference showdown week. You have Joe Burrow versus Patrick Mahomes going down this Sunday as Cincinnati and the Kansas City Chiefs face off in a Western Conference Championship game. Who wins and why? Mike, we start with you. You should never fucking chose to go last time.
It's fine because no matter if I went first or last, we all know what the pick is. It's on my arm. It's behind me.
Mike, are you going for the Bengals? Oh, of course not.
And I had to bring out the hard hat. All right. So
is that on sideways?
Yes, you can see the logo.
Yeah, it was.
I had to put it sideways so you could see the logo because otherwise it just looks like
that's gotta hurt, dude.
I had to make sure that was intentional.
It looks uncomfortable as fuck.
All right, so here we go. Yes, they're gonna win. The Chiefs are gonna win. Period. But am I afraid? Damn freaking straight, because this defense last week showed their back to bend and fucking shatter. And freaking Tre'Davious Ward, 71% of the time, 71% of the time in week 17, while me and Robbie were watching the game, guarded Jamar Chase. What's he do? He goes out and throws for 266 yards. Just from Robbie's look, I already know what he's going to say, and he's going to piss me off after this.
No, I'm not. Go ahead, Payne.
I do think that they are going to slow down Robbie's favorite running back in the entire league.
Ew. Fuck you.
You'll never live that shit down. We're gonna fucking
Robbie loves Joe Mixon.
Joe Burrow is going to have
Mixon, right? Am I saying? Not saying?
Joe Burrow's going to have a decent game, but we all saw what happened. That offensive line did horrible against Tennessee. If Melvin Ingram, Chris Jones, Derek Nottie, and Nick Bolton can get through that offensive line, which I think they can, and get to them, hopefully they can get a few sacks on them just to slow them down, because that secondary, and they haven't said if Matthews for sure going to play or not. If that secondary is dinged up at all, we got Dirty Dan Sorensen who can't even guard. We got Dirty Dan Sorensen that can't even guard me on a slant route, and I got 2 bad knees. I mean,
I honestly think I would like to go one-on-one with Daniels. I think I could get a catch on him. I actually honestly think I could.
Oh, I do think so. I think so too.
Yeah. Might get hit hard, but
And on the other side,
yeah, that's fine.
I can never pronounce his name right. I know, Raj, you pronounced it right last week. What's the guy's name that got hurt for Cincinnati? The lineman that tore his Achilles.
Oh,
Larry
Ogunjobi. Larry
Ogunjobi.
I think that is going to hurt them a lot. I think Kelsey's going to have a game. Yes, we will win. Go, Ping. I'm waiting for Robbie.
So I took a bunch of bets. I took a SportsMe bet because Jeff pitched it out, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll take it." It's a plus 600, and I took another bet. This is what I'm actively promoting because I think it's the most fun one. It's taking both the underdogs and a parlay because it's a plus 875. So $100 gets you 875. Like if you want upsets and you want to get fucking paid out on that shit, that's what I'm taking. Do I think it fucking happens? I don't fucking know. But we did see, as fucking Mike said, the whole bend and shatter shit. Like, but they did this before. They do stupid shit on defense. I don't know why, but they do. You know, putting Jamar Chase one-on-one with fucking Ward, and then Ward's dumbass in the gritty at the end of it, and then getting smoked right after. Like, so it can't fucking happen. And you're talking about like it was a -7 bet. I don't think it's changed. It's one of the few bets I think that I've ever seen that opened up on Monday that didn't change all week.
It hasn't changed.
Which is fucking
wild.
wild.
Changed.
And actually, the odds got better because it was originally +8. Now it's plus 875 if you do the parlay. So like, it's.
I got plus 843.
Yeah. Do I think they fucking win? You know, I don't think the Bengals can straight out win this all the time, but it's playoffs, baby. So give me the fucking underdogs, and I hope they take it. Not because I hate the Chiefs or the Mahomes' family, which I fucking do. I can't believe that bitch fucking turned it around and said something about bullying, even though she literally sprayed people. Not get onto it, but give it to the fucking Bengals to maybe do something special this season. Maybe we see something crazy. 2022 is wild. We already have 2 or 3 deaths. Let's just chalk it up.
God damn it,
Bengals! They have a Super Bowl. We're at it.
You morbid motherfucker.
I'm fucking morbid. You play 2022, man. He's killing motherfuckers out here and shit.
All right, let's David.
Okay. So if there is a dark horse to pull off the upset and go to the Super Bowl that would shock everyone, it have to be the Bengals out of going into the playoffs before they even went on this stretch. It has to be them to ultimately like be that dark horse candidate. I mean, they're just electrifying offensively, especially. I mean, that passing attack, there's just a multitude of weapons, and we saw what happened with the Chiefs matchup to close out. You know, shortly before closing out the season, where Jamar Chase. 11 catches on 12 targets for 266 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Wow, dude.
That's insane. I mean, that's my road to glory numbers right there, which, by the way, your boy was top 55 in the world in that game one year. So just want to give a shout out to, what I accomplished one year. But anyways, so, I was holding it down. But no, Jamar Chase, man, it's crazy, man. There's just so many fucking weapons to account for. But you know what? Fuck all that shit. I am definitely choosing the Chiefs in this game. You have to go with them. The way this offense is vibing as of lately, man, it's too much to just disregard. I love the way they played against the Bills this past week. Probably game of the year. 42-36. Honestly, but at the same time, we could also see 42-36 come, to reality and play out in this one too. It could be that much of a shootout because that secondary does give me a lot of concern, especially if Matthew is out. And I wouldn't say like
scary. That's absolutely scary.
Exactly. It might come down to the wire like that, but I think the Chiefs, I just love the way they're absolutely violent. I mean, that 13 seconds left on the clock. Who thought that would happen? Honestly, I mean,
Robbie.
Did you call that Robbie?
He did.
Really?
Yeah. When Mahomes at 13 seconds, I had that same bet too. What I wasn't expecting was a motherfucker to trip and give Gabriel Davis a touchdown.
Yeah.
Motherfucker tripped. Like, come the fuck on, dude.
He tripped, and Gabriel Davis, he was pushing off on some of those touchdowns. No disrespect.
Not that last one. That motherfucker broke his ankle on air. He was like, "Oh fuck, the air is thick out here," and he fell down.
The air is thick out here.
That's the perfect excuse I want to hear from a defender. You know, the air was just too thick. It wasn't my fault. It was the fucking air.
The ankle just snapped in half. You know.
The thing is, he didn't really get juked. Like, it wasn't even like a good move. I don't know. It was just so goofy that fucker dude fell down. I think he was under a lot of pressure. Like, he was just scared, and like it was just made him fall down.
I can tell you, I was at Buffalo Wild Wings watching that game with my roommate, and the first thing I said was 13 seconds is too much time. The first thing I said. And there was some Chiefs fans sitting right next to me, and he was like, "Yep, I ain't nervous." Like, you got Patty Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, you got all those guys.
You have a defense that you got 36 points on.
That's time. That's time and that's talent.
Yeah,
exactly. Okay, but no, absolutely. Like, if anyone were to do it, it would be either Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers within 13 seconds. If you ask
Brady.
Maybe
you're talking about Chris Godwin and shit. That wouldn't surprise me.
I'm talking like a one-time, like, you know, like a random opportunity to capitalize on huge plays. Like, the two guys I would take above everyone else would be Mahomes and Rodgers. A little over Brady. Not to say, I also think Mahomes and Rodgers are better quarterbacks right now, currently, than Brady, if you ask me. But I think the key thing, is they may have to play a little bit of catch up offensively in terms of with that Bengals offense, because it's high flying, it's electrifying, it's phenomenal. But I think also at the same time, maybe getting a little creative to play catch up as well in this shootout, and exposing that left side of the line with Spain and with Jonah Williams on the Bengals offensive line. Defensively, if Chris Jones and Jaron Reed and Frank Clark can get the pressure, they'll come away with this. But I think, honestly, considering the liability they have in the secondary, you know, with the Chiefs, I think we're destined to see a shootout. But I have the Chiefs coming away with this one.
I like it.
Just a random thing I want to say on this. I know, although we want to say that the game of the year was the fucking last week with the Bills and Chiefs, I want to give the statistical game of the year to the fucking Niners winning. Who the fuck wins with like 120 yards, no touchdowns, and just special teams? You can't even do that shit in math.
Debo didn't even go off either.
That's
you
football.
know?
That's Debo.
So when people say shit like it's not going to happen, I just said, who the fuck? Who knows now? I just saw special teams win.
No, that was
I'm
football.
fucking out of here.
That was just pure organic football.
I'm finna get out of here.
What you got?
Sorry, I was locking in a parlay for the weekend. Is it Burrow versus Mahomes, right? Is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck the Bengals. Chiefs are winning this game.
Bias right there. No way.
Yeah, no.
Raj loves Jackson Mahomes. That's what he wants.
Yeah, fuck Jackson Mahomes.
No, you love it. You're like,
Brittany Mahomes. What the fuck?
Hey,
I'm genuinely curious. No, hold on. I'm genuinely curious how many people got pulled over and potentially arrested for smelling like alcohol because of that bitch. I really do want to know.
That was so low, bro. I thought that was so fucking lame.
Dude, the way she fucking gaslighted that shit around and was like, "You're the problem and you're bullying me."
Oh God.
Hey, what do you expect?
She fucking gaslighted the people,
man. What do you expect? Little blonde, privileged white girl. Come on now. Her name Becky Proud, or well, we know her real name, but
Brittany or whatever.
I didn't do that.
I had never.
That was you.
Hey, you know exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly.
World's tiniest violin playing for that fucking lady right now. You know, honestly, seriously,
outrageous. She literally had a chance to be like, "Hey, I done fucked up, might be," and everyone would have forgiven her. I think everybody would have probably been nice about it. She's like, gaslight, and she's like, "You guys are bullying down and donating to a bully charity."
Okay, but
Which props to the charity on that portion, but she fucking flipped that narrative. She gaslighted the shit out of everybody.
Do you think there will be a lawsuit out of that? I feel like there could totally be a lawsuit. Yo, what if someone's like, oh no, what if there's like someone whose religion doesn't allow them to have alcohol?
Bruh,
it's a religion thing. It could be a thing. I could see it happening.
In America. Oh,
it technically
one of the most happy country in the world.
No,
it technically would classify as assault.
It would. That's what I'm saying.
But I don't think it would pursue it.
Her?
You know?
I don't know if it'll happen, but like I really want it to be honest with you.
Oh God.
The hardest part is proving it though. Like you have to prove that you were in that seat getting soaked, and you'd have to have a really bad repercussion. Like if someone was Alcoholics Anonymous and shit, right? Like and got fucking sprayed, and you know it could be a really bad juju.
100%.
Fucking nerd. Come on, man. close out this topic. Let's go.
So I know that Christmas is done, guys, but all I hear is baby, it's cold outside. Because let me tell you what, it is colder in Joe Burrow's fucking veins than it is in North Dakota right now. And I'm telling you, he's not going to care. He's not going to give two shits if he's at home or if he's in Kansas City. He's going to go in there.
Exactly.
He's going to beat him by 14.
Arrowhead is going to get turned into the fucking jungle. I'm calling
telling
it, ladies and gentlemen.
It is welcome. It is welcome to the jungle. Joe Burrow's coming to town. That offense is coming to town. Matthew's hurt. And baby, Jamar Chase, you can't one-on-one that guy. And it's going to be a long day for that secondary. So I'm going Cincinnati Bungles with my buddy.
Can't even call them the Bungles no more. They're not even called. They
The
are
Bengals.
the Bengals. They are the
Bengals. At the beginning
Bengals.
of it. Yeah.
I might just put nerd on his bounty list right now. You know?
Mike.
Let's go.
No, there's a reason the finger's going that way.
I'm going to see you at work. I'm going to see you at work, Mike. And it is smoking Joe Burrow, baby.
Bro, we're going to have cigars. We're going to have cigars ready, Robbie.
I want to say one thing, though, Robbie. You can back me up on this, Robbie. Robbie, you can back me up on this. Have I not been a Bengals and a Joe Burrow fan all year up until this point?
I don't care.
This is true.
I'm not. I know you don't care,
You're telling
but
the truth.
I just don't want people to think that that I don't like the Bengals because they're. It's only because they're playing my team. I've been on this
weekend.
I will say it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be one hell of a football game.
It really will be awesome.
But
I think we're repeating
I
from
got a
last
question
week, you know?
from MJ23. You want to answer it? He wants a panel to answer this from.
Yep, yeah. I know. I'm about to get to it. Fuck the Chiefs.
Damn.
I can't wait to see. I cannot wait to see you at work on Sunday.
At least we don't let coaches go when our other coach doesn't. So,
Fuck you.
Shots.
My number one question tonight for you and the crew, if you have time to take 1 minute answer, I'd feel blessed, bro. You're already blessed, bro. You're already with us.
All day, baby.
Good question, by the way.
What division has the best NFL wide receivers?
Oh, this is tough.
This is tough.
As a whole division. I actually have my answer. Can I shoot?
Yeah, go ahead, Payne. Go.
I'm gonna go with the NFC West. Okay,
that's what I was
They're
thinking.
Seems like the best.
Only fucking team on all fucking team. The only fucking division. 4 teams that have star receivers.
Yeah,
right? You got the Rams with Cup, Woods, Van Jefferson, Odell. You got the Cardinals with DeAndre Hopkins. You got
DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green, Christian Kirk.
AJ Green, kind of whatever at this point. Christian Kirk, hostile. But 49ers have, Debo Samuel, Brian Ayuk, and, George Kittle, if you want to counter them. And then Seattle's got fucking DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. They all have 1 to 3 receivers, 2 even, if you want to get all crazy, 2 on every fucking team.
Exactly.
Or more. No other division even comes fucking close to that.
Yeah, I'm probably.
I think that's
that's
the obvious answer.
Right.
The only other one that comes like remotely close, I think, is the AFC West. Chiefs have Tyree.
The West Coast.
Raiders, Renfro, Waller. The Chargers have Keenan and Mike Williams.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it's.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
You got Tyreek Hill. You got Travis Kelce. Then you got the Denver Broncos with Judy Sutton. That would be a really good one too. So just West Coast.
NFC West sounds like it takes the cake though, for sure.
NFC West definitely takes it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that only took us like 1 minute to answer. As we pick the final game, Raj, I fucking hate your parlay. That shit looks like dog vomit. But for
Fuck you. Wow. I like just having a bunch of fucking positives on my fucking parlays, and it almost worked out last time.
It
fucking
almost
Antoine
did.
Wesley
You were
had to
one.
ruin my
Antoine
day.
Wesley ruined.
Antoine
it.
Wesley just had to fucking
off a
fuck me over,
2-game touchdown streak. They were like, "Nope, not today." Cooper Cup 200,000 or 2,000 plus yards, 2021 and playoffs. Oh yeah. Yep, I did see that. Who has the best? Wait, who's the
Jay
best?
said that my military cut. Yeah,
Terry-
or military man. I keep the cuts. So
Terry McLaurin. It's Terry McLaurin.
Who's the best receiver?
That's with all my bias.
I thought you said who has the best receivers.
McLaurin or Lamb, I would say.
Yeah.
People are
It's
really
very,
down on
very
Lamb.
close.
I feel that's fucked up.
Lamb
Very
gets
close.
Lamb gets the luxury of having
McLaurin.
a wide receiver too, and Cooper balance him out.
I agree with that.
McLaurin is-
McLaurin should be like an all-pro already if he had a legitimate fucking quarterback
Yeah.
throwing him the ball.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real, you know?
Yeah, that's easy.
How many quarterbacks
That's
has he
definitely,
had now?
Oh, a lot.
One every
Yeah.
year.
It's way too damn many, you know?
A lot. No, like last year he had 5, or like it was like no, last year. Yeah, last year he had 4 or 5 in one season.
Yeah, Terry McLaurin is just
Yeah.
2020 DeAndre Hopkins. The dude just
Yeah.
has fucking shit
Yeah.
luck and has to play and be good with shit
Yeah.
fucking
Mhm.
on a shit ass fucking team with shitty ass
Fuck you, Bang.
QBs.
Your
Your team is
sucks.
fucking
You're
shit
not
right now, buddy.
wrong though. Your team is shit, bro.
Shit.
Come on.
I know that my team is shit. Don't worry, we're getting a new name. Couple more days.
Yeah, the Commanders.
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 Fuck you guys.
The Red
Commanders.
I did want to say on
With
the
the
Burrow
Commanders.
on the Burrow and the Mahomes situation going on this weekend, like I think it'd be really fun to see the Bengals go in the Super Bowl. I really think it would, because Joe Burrow has handled the pressure of this playoff run, I think, as good as any quarterback can. I
Most
mean, he's came out and said,
Bro,
it's
he
another
handles the
game.
pressure of every
He's
big
like,
game he's ever been in.
Yeah.
You're right. He's like, it's another game. It's loud.
Yeah.
I'm used to it. It was loud in college. I don't give a shit about the noise volume. Like I'm here to play a game. I'm here to do a job. And he shows it every week. Like that he's not playing. He's not playing. He's 100% in the
Trey
game. He's like,
Hendrickson
yep.
and Trey Hendrickson is having a fucking field day. He's having the time of his life.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait.
BT
Ooh.
Dubs, if they were to fucking extend Joe Burrow right now, I'd be like, yeah, go for it. He's one of the few quarterbacks I think I've ever seen. They were like, can we extend him already?
He's a stud.
He
Yeah,
proved
yeah.
it his rookie year, too, that he was
Oh, yeah.
blowing out, you know?
Yeah, it's 10 games, and he was like,
It's not even that he's proved it. He's also he's so fucking sellable. Like, he is so easy to sell.
Exactly.
Like, everybody's gonna be buying Joe Burrow shit on the fucking.
Oh,
line.
I'm getting a Jamar
that dude can
Chase
sell his
jersey.
fucking
I'm getting a
farms in a
Jamar
cup.
Chase jersey. Like I'm getting a Jamar Chase jersey. Like
Dude,
win or
he's the real
lose,
deal.
Sunday, Jamar Chase is Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
happening.
Those guys are my favorites right now.
Yeah.
Those LSU receivers. Dreams come
crazy.
true to
Hell
the wide
yeah.
receiver position.
Mhm.
Final game to break down. Jimmy Garoppolo will have to face off against Matthew Stafford in the ferocious Los Angeles Rams defense. But to that, the 49ers have, since Shanahan has been the coach, been 6-0 up against McVay. Do they make it 7-0 with the cherry on top being that it's a playoff game? We start with you, nerd.
I think if you try to survive in a game like this, with the way Garoppolo's been winning these games and not throwing touchdowns and low yardage, like you're not going to win. I mean, here's my thought on it, right? So it's an attitude thing right now for the Rams. Like last week, they had their backs pinned against the wall in Tampa Bay. They almost blew that game, right? But like you got to think about this. You're playing against the greatest of all time, Tom Brady. Like he ties the game up, like he brings the team back, and you have to make a clutch play in the final seconds of this game to go kick a field goal and win it against the guy who does that to other teams all the time in the playoffs. He's been in the playoffs and Super Bowls 50% of his career at this point statistically. I think the Rams are going to win this game. I just don't see them losing. If Cooper Kupp keeps playing the way he's playing, you can't rely on a quarterback to be like, well, we got no touchdowns and we got, 100+ yards. And that's not going to work against the Rams, and especially with their ferocious defense as well. Like Aaron Donald coming to get Jimmy Garoppolo, like they're both acclimated to the weather. I'm going the Rams. I can't go the other way on it. I just can't, because watching last week and how clutch Stafford actually came in, and having that opportunity for the first time in his career, being out of Detroit, it was too fun to watch. I just think it's too much to overturn. Like I think that the momentum that the Rams are bringing into this game now it's high. Like they want to win. They want to win this game bad. And to add to the coaching aspect of it, that's cool and all that. They're 7-0 against Sean McVay, but eventually streaks end, right?
Yeah.
I think that streak ends this week.
Yeah.
Okay. Raj.
Shit. I think it's easily a Rams game. The Niners are just not. I mean, they're a good team. I like them as a team, but not good enough to beat the fucking Rams. Plain and simple, they're not good enough to beat the Rams. Like, yeah, they slid by the Cowboys and the Packers, who I guess someone could make arguments that, no. The Niners are not beating the Rams, plain and simple. They're going to the Super Bowl. They're fucking winning. Shout out Matt Stafford. Shout out the Lions. He suffered long enough. Get that man a Super Bowl. And
David.
There you
David.
go.
Yeah, for me, honestly, I think the third time is the charm that the Rams get it done. Obviously the last two games didn't go in their favor. I mean, it was a blowout in the first one, but they narrowed the deficit to 27-24 in terms of how much they lost by in the second time around. I think the third time, this is where it really clicks. So, with everything on the line, with a lot at stake, the way Stafford has played in the playoffs against the Cardinals and just recently against the Bucs, man, he is torching opposing defenses right now. And that connection with Cooper Kupp, man, it's crazy, especially against the 49ers. You look at Cooper Kupp against 49ers, 122 yards and 11 catches first time around, then 7 catches and 118 yards and a touchdown the second time around. I think we're going to see the same thing, honestly, against the secondary, which is pretty solid. They're one of the more stingy pass defenses in the entire league out there. But Cooper Kupp, man, he's the Triple Crown fucking winner this year, And he's just been lighting up he literally, I think this is crazy stat, outside of the Cardinals holding him to 60 yards twice. And the 2 to 3 times they played this year, he's never had less than 90 yards in a single game this entire year. That's just mind blowing to me what he's been able to produce. Honestly, for the 49ers to get away with it, they're going to have to get really creative play calling wise because Jimmy Garoppolo has been absolute ass in the postseason. Really leaning on Deebo Samuel to get involved a lot. And I think this time around, even though he balled out against the Rams the previous 2 times, they're going to game plan on him, especially in this matchup. So I really think, with the Kupp and Matt Stafford connection and him being a lot more cautious with the football through the air, the Rams are going to come away with this one, especially too with Odell Beckham Jr. and the way he's playing as of recently. Yeah. So I think that's just too tall of an order to fill really for the 49ers to come away with this one the third time around.
Don't forget to factor in Sony Michel and Cam Akers too. They're running the ball really well.
Yeah.
But keep control of the fucking ball, Cam Akers, because Jesus Christ, those 2 fumbles, man. Yeah. What are you doing?
Why?
Yeah, exactly.
Paying.
So this one's going to come down to division rivals. I fucking hate division rival games. They're always the worst one to predict. They fucking suck ass to deal with. Give me the fucking Niners. And it's not to me to be contrarian. It's just you don't go 7-0 against a franchise.
Well, they're 6-0 right now, but
that's not like getting lucky, right? On paper, the Rams have actually always had a better roster than the fucking 49ers.
Always.
The last 7 matchups.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Donald's been there the last 7 matchups.
Yep.
So, I mean, either it's Jalen Ramsey or Marcus Peters, all pro corners. I mean, obviously, Jalen Ramsey is much better than Marcus Peters, but my point is, it's like you got better, you still fucking lost, right? Mm-hmm. Cooper Kupp has always been great, all those things, but if a guy gets your number and he has your number, then he has your fucking number. There's nothing you can do about it. And I know we tried to play against it before. Oh, the Colts are gonna fucking are gonna beat the Jags. What fucking happened? We tried to bet it against it last week. What other fucking team was it that was like they lost it on the last 4 times, and then they fucking lost them again? I think the 49ers just know what to do. I think they know how to win games. I will say the one edge that you guys brought up that I think is a difference maker is the Cam Akers, Sony Michel. That's the one difference maker that wasn't there before. And if they control the ground game and the clock, I think they have a shot at it. But if they're trying to play a shootout, I don't know if that's what's going to work. Because Kyle Shanahan doesn't need to play, he doesn't have to have this crazy scheme to get you because all his schemes are crazy. Mm-hmm. He's won with no touchdowns. He won against in the snow. Just things that the 49ers should be losing to, right? Things that Green Bay's already dealt with, or other teams have dealt with, and they're fucking pulling wins. So, yeah, give me the fucking at least give me them on the spread. I don't think this is such a blowout as we think it is. If it is, I think it's gonna be a fucking high scoring game at the least. And you know what? Stafford played his first perfect game in the last how many? He threw no picks last time,
Right.
and on average he throws 2 to 3. Like we're not getting that again. So like I said, out of all the fucking games, I would think to take picks over. I would say this is the one. So yeah, give me a Stafford to probably lose this. You know, it's very doable. I've seen the Rams lose with better rosters in the past. Maybe not necessarily better rosters, but lose in weird situations.
Okay.
Give me 49ers.
Almost everything's been said. I do not like this matchup being a Chiefs fan because, one, if the Niners win, I get a rematch of 2 years ago, and I don't want that if my team wins. And the Rams is my brother's team, but I don't want that to happen. But the Rams are going to get to the Super Bowl, in my opinion. I think it's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be a major shootout. I do believe that, Pang, you're right about Sony Michel and Cam Akers having to grind it out a little bit because I think McVay knows that he has to change it up against Shanahan to finally get that win 1 out of 7. And I've even been talking about the 6 in a row all week, but here's the thing. Does the 6 in a row really matter if the 7th one gets you to the big game?
The game.
Absolutely not. Yeah. And I just think that team is going to show up. And I just don't know if the Niners can pull it off again. But that defensive line, I think the defensive line of the Niners is the key for to get to Stafford and ruffle him up.
One thing I think that might have forgotten about in the conversation too, like for the Rams too, if they get Tyler Higbee going in that game too, and that's just going to open up Cup.
For sure, most definitely.
I was going to say that about Kittle. Like Kittle has been used, and I think it's been for a reason.
Mm-hmm. I think the problem, for me, the
much chess going on, you know,
the disadvantage. I think there is a big disadvantage that the 49ers have going into this game, and he's also like a double-edged sword, right? It's Deebo Samuel. This defense knows that Deebo Samuel is going to get the ball a lot, and they know what they're going to do with it. It's a matter of can you stop it. If they can stop it, then it's sheathing that double. It's putting a sheath to that sword, right? But like if they can't, it's like they're gonna get cut wide open if they let Deebo get going. That's the biggest thing is like they're gonna bleed out if Deebo gets going.
I think if they stifle like Samuel's production and then protect from Armstead and Bosa, it's a done deal for the Rams if you ask me. Like those two things, you do those things, you're good. You know.
Yeah, I am going to go ahead and I am gonna pick the Rams on this one. I am gonna go with the Rams. It like Mike said, it doesn't matter if the 7th win is the one that gets you to the big dance. McVay, I know that all 6 times I have always ended up picking the Rams, and all 6 times
we always do, right? Like they're a good roster.
Top to bottom, they're a great roster.
I'm rocking with the Rams to the party it up in LA.
Wait, hold on. This is the only Rumboyz show I've ever been on talking about the Rams that Pang has not mentioned Van Jefferson.
No, he mentioned Van Jefferson earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did.
We were talking about the receivers.
The best receivers in the NFC West.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Gotta give a shout out.
Final question. All right. Not who do you think makes it to the Super Bowl or whatever, because we kind of already did that. What matchup do you feel makes the best ratings? Mike, go.
Chiefs and the Rams.
Okay.
Mahomes, obviously, and because it's a new opponent, not the Niners, and everyone wants Stafford.
Yeah, and then you get like the second year a team hosting goes whole narrative. I like that. Pang.
If the Bills and Chiefs play again, I'll get the best ratings. So people watch that shit all over again.
Yeah, so they're in the same conference. And that's not how the world works.
I know. I think if the Bengals go against against the Rams, I think the Bengals making the Super Bowl would blow people's fucking minds. Like it's Cleveland all over again. Do Cleveland shit. Like it's gonna be stoked. Like everyone's down.
Yeah, they're gonna be. I want to see Cincinnatiites eat.
That fucking narrative of a guy coming off an ACL tear as a quarterback in his sophomore year to fucking go to the Super Bowl from Ohio. That would be the craziest fucking narrative.
fucking Ohio. He would be he would be bigger
Right.
than LeBron.
Yeah.
Shit mean
Probably.
listen, if you are a fan of all sports, if you're a fan of bro, he won't have the LeBron bank account. He will have the LeBron fame. He will be in Ohio. In Ohio,
He would be bigger than Nick Foles is for fucking Eagles. Like he would be so
Oh
fucking.
yeah, yeah.
And
They're carving the
that's pretty
statue
fucking
already,
big.
probably.
No,
you know?
no,
Like he
bro.
Drew Brees, like
Come
almost the
on.
Saints level.
Ohio
Almost.
is the birthplace of football. Let's remember that. There is
Yeah.
the sport of football does not exist without.
Isn't there a Hall of
Ohio.
Fame or a convention there? I forget. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a good point though about with Canton being there and everything. Like that's a very good point.
Yeah, dude.
Nothing
You guys will start carving his bust right now.
Has
Shit.
happened in how many years in fucking in Ohio? So yeah, it'd be huge. It'd be the greatest fucking narrative. It would beat Big Ben's narrative when he had his rookie and sophomore year, right? Like it'd be bigger than that.
Yeah.
And then the way that the NFL would spin like the history side of it, they'd start breaking out like old films and stuff. The NFL would go, yeah. I mean, their marketing team is the whole marketing team in the
It's
whole
so
world.
good.
I hope it doesn't happen. Oh.
People are gonna be talking about like if this happens and he wins somehow, people are gonna be talking about how stupid every 31 other teams were for not trading up to grab him, right? Like that's gonna be the narrative. You guys are so stupid for not trading up to get Joe Burrow at 1 overall, right? Like it's gonna be ridiculous.
What do you got, David? What do you think is the most high? Well, we'll make the highest rating out of the teams that are remaining.
Yeah.
What gets the best ratings boost? Being that the NFL is a business, a business,
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. There's some interesting points brought up. I would go with the Chiefs versus the Rams. But I think that the crowd, like deep down, probably would end up liking more so the Chiefs versus the Bengals if that way they were in obviously opposite conferences. Okay. Because of the offensive shootout, if it were to happen. But I think the Chiefs and the Rams, honestly, they're just both so well-rounded teams. And the reason why I think it would ultimately get more ratings in the end, more so if they were, compared to the Chiefs versus Bengals, is because more people are talking about the Chiefs and the Rams more than the Bengals. They're not really getting a ton of discussion, a ton of buzz, really, compared to other teams. I mean, they're really like when we talk about the elite teams, people are going to think Chiefs and Rams, more so than considering the Cincinnati team. But also, one last note: if the Rams come away with this one, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Matt Stafford is a future Hall of Famer for sure.
Yeah, Matt Stafford is a future Hall of Famer. Matt Stafford is a Hall of Famer if he gets a ring.
Yep.
If he doesn't, do you think you still feel that way? If he doesn't,
I hope so.
I would think so. Yeah,
I mean, he's not much different than Phillip Rivers technically in the same way, right?
I think
he's better than
Phillip
Phillip
Rivers. Never played in a Super Bowl.
I don't know if he's better than Phillip, but he is
Matt
very
Stafford
good,
had
and I would
Megatron.
still put him in the Hall of Fame. I don't think you look at so many years he got snubbed from the Pro Bowl and stuff. The Pro Bowl was shit, in terms of the voting process.
Yeah.
But he got snubbed so many years. He's put up some crazy monster career numbers for those of you who don't know. So I would personally put him in the Hall of Fame, but would he end up without the ring? I don't know. I don't know about that.
If Rivers gets it, I think he has
Joey brought up a very valid business point.
Fuck, man.
Go ahead,
Raj. Fucking comment. God damn it. Okay, so I was from a logistical standpoint. I was thinking first in the conference around who's gonna bring in the most viewers, especially based on the two games. I'm thinking just flat out statistics. The Chiefs and Bengals are gonna bring in more viewers overall because the Niners and Rams both seem to be very local, homegrown fan bases. They don't spread too far as opposed, and then you get
fucking fake, but
yeah. All right. But Chiefs fans, any person who started watching football in the past 4 or 5 years is a Chiefs fan. For just being for real, like anyone outside of America or Canada who's now being introduced to football is more than likely a Chiefs fan.
Yeah, no,
and the Bengals are the bandwagon team this year, so those are the two most marketable teams by far globally, which is what the NFL is trying to do. Obviously that can't be a Super Bowl matchup. So what I'm gonna have to, I do have to say the Rams versus the Chiefs most likely, only because Chiefs are the most polarizing, most popular football team we've seen in the past 2 decades, easily. And then
no way.
The Rams.
I don't think so on that one.
And the Rams being
Patriots on that one, they're probably the most popular fucking team.
Yeah, no, I guess you're right. Forgot they existed. Anyways, and then I think the Rams being from LA, that's such a huge market. Those two teams are easily gonna be the most marketable, and it's not even a question to me.
Okay, I do like what Joey brought up though. Niners have fans for real. Like they got old school.
They have fans, but they're all from the Bay Area.
So when you
they have
consider
no
old
fans
school
outside of
fans,
the Bay Area.
Niner fans are very loyal in that sense. But there's
Andrew
a lot of jerseys that magically show up though when they start doing well, and they magically all fucking vanish too.
Yeah.
I would say Raiders fans are fucking loyal as shit, but
Raiders fans are very
definitely
fucking
down
loyal.
to
They're a
fucking
huge fan base, by the way, too. Huge. Fan
No,
base.
I'll say this: there's Niners fans everywhere. I've never not lived in a place or traveled to a place and not met a 49ers fan. So
besides San Francisco.
But no, like there's definitely Niners fans for sure out there, and they're called the Niner faithful for a reason. So yeah, I like the point.
They're
that Joey
OG
brought up.
fans, yeah, they're the real deal.
What are you thinking of Engineer as we close out?
I've had a lot of time to kind of look at this and collect some thoughts.
He's gonna bring out his graph.
Give me. I got a little sidetracked here. I'm on whiskey 4. Can you...
what out of the teams remaining? Like,
the ratings. Yeah. Okay.
Took him a second.
Wow. There was a lot of time between mic to mic. Okay.
Come on.
Gotta hold your liquor, man.
Answer it up. Close us out. Let's go.
Ratings wise, I gotta say, Mahomes is super sellable, right? Everybody loves Patrick Mahomes. He's been advertised through, sneaker commercials to like State Farm now, like headphones. Like everybody knows who Patrick Mahomes is.
Everything he's done though is being undone by his family. It's ridiculous.
I see. I don't know if that's
not.
Fair, though.
Yeah, no one.
I think that's kind of bullshit in a way. Like what his family does over here.
No one gives a fuck. Yeah.
No one gives a shit. Like they're watching Patrick Mahomes, right? People make fun of his family, and that's one.
I think
thing,
people
but,
root for him to lose, though. Like I think they're rooting for him to lose in more ways this year than I've ever seen before.
I agree with Pam.
Yeah,
because Burrow is way more sellable right now than Mahomes.
What brings that want for you to lose is because you win all the fucking time, right? Like that's why people want Mahomes to lose because he's like starting to get where Brady was when he was young. Like they're like, God, I don't want to see this guy win again, right? Like I feel like that's where that comes from, to be completely honest. But
I think
for
it's
me,
the other way, but sure,
that's
fair though.
I think Mahomes is super sellable. I think Stafford getting to his first Super Bowl is super sellable. I think that's the Super Bowl that they want. I think that's what gets the highest ratings. I've already said I'd love to see Joe Burrow go in because it's a franchise getting their first one, and I think that's also a high sell point. But because it's Patrick Mahomes and he's been there a couple times now and he's lost to Tom Brady, and there's that sense of him chasing Tom Brady's legacy at such a young age. I think that the highest ratings is definitely the Chiefs and
so
the Rams.
Real quick, if Joe Burrow did do it though, his legacy would look better than Mahomes because it would be his second year.
It'd be his second year, yeah.
Off an injury, it would be a better floor than what Mahomes had. Mahomes' the second year because obviously he sat his first year, came in, became MVP, sick as shit, whatever, lost.
Yeah.
Third year, win Super Bowl, right? Like that's really good. But I think because Burrow doesn't have any fucking family members that are assholes, and he's coming off an injury in a fucking downtrodden franchise, it's gonna be huge. It's the narrative. I think it's gonna be a way. You're right though. I think it is gonna be a better ratings this year, but I think future ratings. Dude, a guy winning off his second year off a fucking ACL tear, dude, that's gonna live on forever. Madden 45 is gonna be talking about it.
And wins his hometown and his home franchise.
Yeah,
their first.
The one thing I want to add to that is I agree about what you're saying, Ping, but that's for the diehard football fans. The Mahomes versus LA thing is going to span more than to the casual.
So it will span this year for sure. Right.
Yeah.
But if Joe Burrow goes and wins the Super Bowl, it will make him more legendary than most quarterbacks because Kansas City is not a big market. Let's be fucking real.
It's gonna blow him up.
Right? Like
it's
KC's
gonna
a big market
Yeah.
now because of their fucking factory. But before that, no one was rooting for fucking KC. I mean, I loved Alex Smith.
The fun thing to kind of like really look at on the opposite side is like if you get the opposite matchup in this, you know, you get Joe Burrow, you know, just towards ACL last year, goes to the Super Bowl, plays Jimmy Garoppolo, and then, you know, well, this is Jimmy Garoppolo's last year in San Francisco. Like, what are they going to do? Are they going to get rid of him? Like, because here's the question that I was asked the other day by somebody is if the 49ers go in, right? If they go in, somehow they win.
Week. Yeah.
Oh, you did? Like, if they win, do you get rid of him? You know, like I missed that topic last week. I was at work for taking calls.
You get rid of him.
My bad.
And you move on.
Essentially, it puts them. You know, it puts them in a rough position. That's one of those that it's just going to be super interesting. Everyone's going to sit back like, so what you going to do?
Yeah.
You know,
I think it's.
Go ahead. Sorry, Raj.
No, I was gonna say. I think I brought this up last week. They're kind of in a shit show where it's like they spent the third overall pick on this rookie. They're not going to start him.
They're going to trade up to get the third overall pick.
They are going to trade up, give up draft capital, get up the
it's a worse narrative.
Pick, start this guy for 2 games during his rookie season. Stick with the vet. Say they win the Super Bowl with this veteran quarterback. What are they going to do now? They're just going to keep him, right? It's a lose-lose in my opinion. They keep him and waste Trey Lance, or they trade him, get shunned for trading the guy who won him a Super Bowl. And in my opinion, they're probably not going to get the value they want out of him. Just think about it. This guy just led us to a Super Bowl. Fucking give us some good ass package for him. Teams don't want to give up that much.
So, you're right. But 49er fans hate Jimmy G.
They're starting to,
hate him.
They're starting to lose a little interest in him.
They fucking hate him.
But whether they hate him or not, if he brings them a Super Bowl, what do they have to say?
Yeah, it's true. I agree. I mean, I was down for Jimmy G, whether or not, because I like proven in veteran situations. But.
So here's what I'll say. And then we'll go ahead and wrap. For as far as the ratings question, give me Cincinnati. Give me Joe Burrow thorough. Damn, I feel like it's got to be the Rams. I feel like the combine the narrative with the team getting to possibly win one in their own city within a team, possibly getting to get their first one. You get that, you spin that up, and you really put that out there to the fans, and you put that out there and you advertise that to where even it hits the casual fan, and
it's not going to be more ratings this year, but it'll be more ratings in the future. Easily.
I could see that. I could see that. I could see that. But you put, and then the amount of people that watch Burrow already in the national championship. So you're already going to have that audience that's going to be like, oh my gosh, the boy's about to do it again. Becky, hurry up, turn on the TV. How'd I work the DVR? It's going to be a whole thing.
He hits both markets, right? He's a cigar smoking, homegrown, everything that everybody loves. He's all in it, right? It's so hard to hate the guy. He fought through adversity, off an ACL tear, came in there, and in the Jamar Chase narrative, he's just as good too.
Yeah.
No one wanted to draft him. Everyone said that they were dumb. It's gonna be so fucking good.
I honestly wonder with some of these young quarterbacks, is it because they're young, or is it because they're just a new breed of people as quarterbacks in terms of being egoless? Because he's also ridiculously egoless. You don't see him kind of being way too cocky or arrogant to where it's obnoxious, and to where he's kind of he's not resonating with his teammates the right way. He's always resonating with his teammates.
The new school quarterback is definitely different and has a little bit of a different attitude. Yeah. But I think it's also because of how the game has changed. And the interpersonal conversations that teammates are having amongst themselves in locker rooms and stuff like that, to where the game is greatly changed. You'll have the older generation be like, oh well, it's not as rough anymore, and yeah, but we're now learning about CT and stuff like that, and now we're like figuring out like fuck, like it's still like super dangerous and like. So I think that stuff and like conversations like that with these young guys, knowing how short their career could be, and now knowing like the real truth about the game, they're just going out there and they're trying to do it, and they're trying to do it at the highest level and do it at all costs.
Exactly, yeah. Because they honestly, whether it's Burrow, Mahomes, or Herbert, anyone would want to play with any one of those guys, and especially because of the lack of ego they bring to the table. They're very, very complimentary in that way.
Yep, and yeah, they don't, and they just don't. They don't give. Well, they're just ready to go.
Yep.
They're just ready to go.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be fucking insane. For a couple years ago, I was wondering myself, are we gonna get good quarterbacks? This is around the Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota era, when I was just like, dude, like future football looks like shit right now because we're still running these dudes that have been in like 10 to 15 years. But like Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, fucking, Patrick Mahomes, like those guys are like really making me excited to see what the new breed will do. Lamar Jackson included too, right?
Yeah. Can we also give some credit to like a lot of these younger players, not just being quarterbacks that are coming out of LSU, just coming in and just coming out and crushing it from that team? It shows how talented that LSU roster really was. Yeah. But not to mention like
the recruiters,
the recruiters, but like what I'm going back to is the coaching. It's the coaching for them to be told like no situation is too big for you. You can go out and win. You can go out and do this and
take it, Justin. Take it.
Yeah, I would take that, Justin.
That's my biggest thing is can we give credit to that coach that instilled in these guys like, hey, don't get that NFL ego. Don't get that big head over your shoulders, because they're not. They're coming into this league. I mean, even Patty has the same thing, and obviously he's, not from LSU, but we know that he is like, when he was asked about that last play last week, he said, Travis Kelce did most of that
I love
drive,
that video of Kelce, bro. He was calling the plays. He was like, dude,
he's like, that wasn't me, and he gave credit to where it was due. He said, we have playmakers all over the field, and they did their job.
Yeah, these guys are sellable easily.
No matter what we get, it's gonna be lit. I'm super excited. It goes down. We'll have full coverage for you guys this Sunday. You won't want to miss it. Mike and I will be live. Anybody that wants to stop by will be able to, but we're going to be live reacting to the games. He's going to be cheering on his fucking Chiefs. I'm definitely going to be cheering on my closet Bengals fandom. And yeah, it's going to be lit. It's going to be lit. We can't wait to celebrate with you guys as championship weekend rides on. Prediction video coming out tomorrow. Just check it out, even though you guys already know pretty much what I'm going to say and how I'm going to break it down. Yeah.
Half of his prediction is garbage.
Probably.
Fuck you. Gosh.
Wow. Is that your proudest bit of fan gear, by the way, Mike? It's
good fan gear, bro.
Yeah, that helmet right there?
He has a shit ton of stuff. He has a lot
of stuff.
He's got a jersey.
I'll get it ready for Sunday.
Yeah, I was about to say, get it ready for Sunday. Yeah.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboyz and girls, what it do. Dilly dilly. We can't wait to see you Sunday. Let's go.
Sure. Peace.
Deuces.